What is good with y'all, man? It's crunch time. I had to like y'all join in. I gotta let y'all know about the situation with Ant Man, bro. Anthony Edwards, cause shout out to Ant Man. He finally made it to the he made it to the conference finals again for the second year in a row. And just the level of competition that he has beaten in his career, and you combine that with the numbers he put up early, man. The eye test on his game, I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. I told y'all last year that this man right here is already on pace to be basically a top 5 player in NBA history. You know what I'm saying? All he had to do is win multiple rings, make a dynasty, something like that. You know, they said the team got worse. He still went back to the conference finals. Yes, Steph got injured, but at the end of the day, you don't know what would have happened if he'd have played. You know what I'm saying? It's like I say, play who in front of you. Because he already beat LeBron and Luka in the first round. So he already beat more competition than what the Warriors would have even been with Steph. The NBA will be weak in about 2 years. No, it's not. It's getting stronger. It's getting back stronger. You said Ant is overrated, bro, gets carried by teams. Nope. Y'all said Julius Randle was trash, was a terrible playoff performer, wasn't going to do it. And he played with Ant-Man and he got it done. Remember, he took Rudy Gobert to the conference finals twice. Something Donovan Mitchell never knew how to do. Something Donovan Mitchell could never do. Warriors would have lost. Even with Steph, y'all not ready for that. I was going for the Warriors, but I'm just saying we don't know what would have happened. Even though they was having a good game. It just, I think more, also you got to say Minnesota lost game 1 because Ant-Man played bad. You know what I'm saying? You said not even like the Wolves played well against those teams with less talents. They did, though. They played well against the Lakers. You said, yes, it's going to be boring. The era of players coming to an end. KD, Bron, Curry, Harden, Kawhi, Tatum hurt. Right, and the new generation is going to be better. This new generation is better than our generation overall. The KD and Bron, yeah, but that generation is weak. They the one that's making the league bad. Ant-Man, Jokic, Shea, Jamal Murray, Cade, all these dudes, yeah, that era is going to be better. Because you got, I'm talking about Paolo, Wemby, because you got all these dudes that's going to stay on their own team. They like to compete. They going, like, real basketball coming back. It's going to be dynasties again. It's going to be team pride again. You said he's on track to beat Steph's 3-point record. That's another thing. Man out here breaking records as far as threes, points. And then you look at the eye test, he can get to the rim, dunk on you. He got a mid-range game. 3-point shot. The man just got everything in his bag. And he got the heart, determination. And then another thing, he give credit to his teammates. He said, man hasn't even averaged 27 in the season. That don't mean nothing. Tim Duncan never averaged 27 for a season. Give me a season, if I'm not mistaken, shout out to Tim Duncan. But I got him top 5. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people got him top 5. But Tim Duncan, let me double check that. Tim Duncan never averaged 25, right? 27. The highest he averaged was 25. Yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about. So we're not about to make up no new standards. Move the goalposts just because it's Ant-Man. Come on, man. He play high IQ basketball. He don't need to average a triple-double if you got Julius Randle. You feel what I'm saying? That don't make sense. Said Tatum is better in no universe is he better than Ant-Man. That's not even close. That's not even up for discussion. You saying Ant can shoot severely inefficient and his teammates carry him? No, bro, you don't even understand. Sometimes even if you're not shooting well, it's the other stuff that you're doing on the court to help the team win. Because he'll distribute, he'll play defense, and he'll continue to be a threat that open up for his teammates, even just by him shooting. You said you just described Tatum. No, I just said Ant-Man got better defense than Tatum. Right. He's more clutch than Tatum. And it's a couple things. He a better mid-range shooter than Tatum. He is a better finisher than Tatum. So all this stuff is like you just another level. You know what I mean? He said he hasn't been to the dance. Oh no, he gonna get there though. He gonna get there. This what you gotta remember. Even though I'm rooting for Denver right now, like if Denver goes to the conference finals, even if Denver goes to the conference finals, Ant-Man just beat Denver last year, so he's not gonna be worried. You know what I'm saying? You say he never wins MVP. There's too much talent in the league. I think he should have been an MVP last year. You know what I'm saying? I think last year he should have been an MVP. Because he was tied for the first seed. Well, he was damn near about to get the first seed with the Minnesota squad. And he was the most dynamic player, had the most dynamic plays in the league that whole season. So he was my MVP last year. But so yeah, he an MVP caliber player. Then if you play OKC, yeah, I definitely got Minnesota winning that. Because Julius Randle gonna outplay J-Dub. See how that work? See what I'm saying? One thing you gotta respect is the level of the competition that somebody is defeating. To me, that's more important than any accolade. That's the real proof on who's better. You said the fact you said he should have won MVP last year tells me you don't watch basketball in the slightest. Or that just told me you don't watch Minnesota. That's all. A lot of y'all don't have time to watch every team, and that's cool. But just because you watch certain players don't mean that that's the only player that should be in discussion. Because you got to remember, you got to go after results. Minnesota damn near was the first seed last season. So what does that tell you? And if you're talking about Ant-Man, you know that he is as dynamic as any player in the league. So you know what it must look like. Even if you're not watching it, you got to put two and two together. Like, damn, he playing like this and he the first seed? Or damn near the first seed? And he did have Cat, though, but nobody expected him to be that good, though. So, I mean, listen, I think the top 5 candidates last year for MVP, you know, Ant-Man, Jokic. I think Jokic won it, right? So Jokic, Ant-Man, Shea, Giannis, and Luka or Kyrie last year. You said for those who haven't seen this dude play, he is definitely a different kind of player. Yo, he's damn near the best player in the league. You said, do I think MJ is his dad? It might be. Hey, yo, y'all know what's crazy though? It was just they basically had Ant-Man versus Jimmy Butler, and they said Jimmy Butler. Remember the rumors came out about him being Michael Jordan's son too. So it was like Michael Jordan's sons playing against each other. Yo,
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 I just have one thing to say.
what's up?
Edwards has taken the chip home. He beat his favorite role player, his favorite player, LeBron.
You think you're taking the chip home?
Hell yeah.
This is the thing. I was rooting for the Mavs. They got hurt. I was rooting for the Bucks. They got hurt. Then I was rooting for the Nuggets. The Warriors. They got hurt. So now I'm rooting for the Nuggets. But if the Nuggets lose, I'm rooting for Minnesota.
He might be Knicks against the Pacers.
And man, yo, I'm trying to tell you though, bro. He beat Jokic last year. He beat Luka and LeBron at the same time. He beat KD and Devin Booker. Now he got an opportunity to beat Shea or Jokic again.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. OKC, they got a young team. I don't know. But then again,
That's gonna determine who better right there though. That series.
the whole bench for Minnesota could shoot, so they gotta.
It's crazy how look if Ant-Man and Shea play against each other, that series is really going to determine who's better because that would mean that one of them is going to the finals. So either one of them would have a finals appearance, which would kind of put one over the next over the other all time. Over as far as ranking in the NBA right now.
I like for Timberwolves to get it. The whole paint is blocked off.
Somebody in the comments said put me. Oh yeah, he did send a request.
Yo. So, I know you see me in the chat. Like, I don't have a problem with like thinking because Anthony Edwards' age right now and how good he is at this age that he has this chance. But if you're going based off what he's done, to say this is that's a long shot, and that's a long shot to say what you're saying.
Well, yeah, no, he was rookie of the year, right?
Yeah.
So that's a good start. He
Made the Olympics.
made the Olympics, FIBA, and all that. But look, also he's like one of the fastest ones. Every time they show the list at the bottom of the screen, like fastest to do this, fastest to 10K points or whatever at this age, he always in like the top 5.
Yeah. Look,
LaMelo.
he's great. He's great. Don't get me wrong. But there are a lot of other players at that age that have accomplished more and were carrying their team with way less talent. Anthony Edwards has been on the last 2 years, last year and this year. They're not super teams, but they're very, very good basketball teams. And that's why he's able to shoot 5 for 22 in a Game 7 and still won. Because he has a great basketball team.
I see what you're saying, but dudes like KD had talent like this on OKC when he was coming up. He wasn't beating this level of talent, though.
And I agree with you. I mean, KD beat some good talent. I agree with you. That's true. But I'm just saying, I don't see how, like, for example, you said Anthony Edwards should have been MVP last year. That's telling me that you're more of an Anthony Edwards fan than what you're saying right now.
No. I'm telling you this. I think Denver had a better team. I think Ant-Man had the least amount of help out of everybody that was in the top 2-3 seeds.
That's
why I said that.
See, that's a good take. That's a good take.
So yeah, I didn't say that because I thought he was the best player in the league.
That being said, though, they won that series. He didn't show up every game.
Wait, why are you so against Anthony Edwards?
I'm not against him. I love Anthony Edwards. Listen to me. I love Anthony Edwards. But I'm saying
one person right now that would be in the top 5 all time when it's like for 2025 players.
In terms of 2025 players, I mean, it's hard if you want to go with like a little bit medium age, like Giannis age. You're talking about strictly 23 and under.
It doesn't matter about age, I guess. I agree with the take, which is Anthony Edwards will be top 5 all time.
Well, the problem with being top five. Okay. Hey, Mr. Waters, your mic, dude. The problem with being top five is you got to look at it that means he has to be either better than Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, Shaq,
I don't know if
or
you saw last night. He's on pace to. He's scored more points in fewer games than Kobe. He's tied LeBron and MJ last night with fastest to like. It's like the host was saying. Like every time you
Well,
see a game, he's always usually in
can
that
I
top
look?
five.
You're not
I'm
hearing me,
glad
bro.
you said that. I'm glad you brought that up. That's what it was. It was the fastest. He's like the fastest to reach certain milestones of
No, you're
points.
right. He's like top
But it's
five in
over.
those
It was like
stats a
over
lot.
dudes that's are right. But he's always in a conversation with dudes that are already in the top five all time though.
No, again, like I said, he's a great young player. But I'm saying we're in a league where there's a lot of players like him.
But
That
do you know how
But I'm saying
bad
that's how you're supposed to
Minnesota
start
was,
off
bro?
though.
like
Do
I'm
you know
saying, like
how
for
bad
example,
Minnesota? We were so down
Luca at
bad for.
23 was way better than Ant at 23.
No. Listen,
Yet he wasn't
listen.
getting top five
No, but listen.
talks.
No, but listen. I'm about to blow your whole mind away. I think Luka can be top five all time too.
And that's fine. And here's the difference, though. I'm saying, here's my thing with Anthony Edwards. I think he's great. Don't get me wrong. I think he plays two-way. He's dynamic. I agree with you. He's only 23. He's improved his playmaking amazingly this year compared to last year. His three-point shooting is great. The issue with Anthony Edwards is two things, and this is why I don't think this talk can be really said yet. And I mean, he's 23, so the fact that we're having this talk is still pretty crazy. That shows how good he is. But I'm saying, for one, in the clutch, he's not very good in the clutch, which is fine. If you go down to the
Oh,
numbers,
he's
he's
not
not
clutch.
good
Hold
in the
on.
clutch.
Let me ask you this one question, bro. What if he wins a championship this season?
If he wins a championship this season, it would be really great. I think for him,
Right?
I
But
think
then, no, hold on. But then what if he wins again next season?
okay, well then
Now you see what I'm saying, right?
that's a different conversation though, because for one, this season the team in the East ain't as good as it should be because Celtics got knocked out. Okay, they lost Tatum, so the
But what if
Pacers
the
and Knicks
Knicks
are
go
good
to the
teams.
finals and then he plays against his former teammate and he beats just
Okay,
him
but
like
that's not
him
what I'm talking about
going
here.
into Madison
You're not-
Square
but I'm
Garden?
talking about
Man, this man
clutch.
gonna be top five all time, bro.
If I mean, you can say that for any player. If I tell you right now, Luka wins back to back, you can say he's going to be the GOAT. That's a
Exactly,
crazy
but I
prediction.
think
That's what
Ant-Man and
we
Luka
would
are
agree
the
with
two,
that. If
right. I think
if
Ant-Man
But I
and
know,
Luka
but like
are
I'm
the
saying,
two
you can say
players
that
in the
for anyone.
league that had the perfect start to their career to say something wild like this.
No, look, like I said, Ant's been having a great start to his career, but I'm saying the issue with what you're saying is that one, he isn't clutch.
He is clutch.
He's not
he is,
clutch.
I
He's
think you should
actually
look
2 for
at
30 in terms of clutch shots
look
this
at
season.
post game
clutch, bro.
interviews
He's
on
clutch.
how other teams like prepare for Ant and how they cover him.
Okay,
Look
but
how
that's not my
LeBron
point.
and
I'm
all
not
these
talking.
teams.
He's a menace. I
No, but you're
understand that.
bringing up like 5 for 22 one game, so that you're
That's not
saying
one game. That's multiple games. He's not
Yo,
very
what
efficient.
do you mean
No,
by
he's
clutch?
clutch, bro.
Like, what
He's
do you mean
clutch.
by
In terms
clutch?
of clutch, to
He
take the
make
last
clutch
shot,
plays all the time,
to
bro.
take the clutch shot and win the game, Anthony Edwards is 2 for 30.
AT,
So
bro.
hold on. So why is he beating all these teams then?
You know why he's beating them, and this is why I want to talk. It's the Tatum effect. He's on a good
What?
team that
Tatum
is able to.
effect?
He doesn't have to produce
Bro,
against
listen to what
other
I'm saying
stars
to
in the
you.
league.
Listen.
No,
Hold on.
no.
The year before he went to the conference finals, they was like the 7th seed,
Hold on. You're
right?
not going to compare Jason Tatum team to
I
Anthony.
said I didn't. I said they
Right.
weren't.
Come on,
You
bro.
didn't hear me.
This
This is
man
what I'm
is
talking.
tripping.
No, I'm not. You're not
Yes.
tripping. That's not what I
Anthony
said.
Edwards has a
I
good
said
team.
it's a similar thing.
Hold on.
I said he has a
Wait,
good
hold on,
team,
bro.
not
Hold
the
on.
same,
Hold
not
on. We
even
gotta hear
close to the
Mr.
same
Waters
team.
just saying, bro. Hold on. We gotta hear him
Anthony
say it.
Edwards has a good team, but it's nowhere that his team compares to
No,
the
they don't
Celtics.
compare.
No, hold
You're
on.
right.
Yeah,
But that's
it's
not
a
what I
Tatum
said. I
effect.
said
Like they got the
it's
same
the
level
Tatum
team.
effect of when Tatum was drafted in the league. He was drafted to a good team, not a super team. At the time he was drafted. In
Okay,
the past
hold on.
couple years,
Time out.
Tatum
Time
has
out.
became a
All
super
right, hold
team,
on.
and
Time
that's
out. Time
what
out. Hold on, you
you
one
know.
second. So you think that basically, you think the Timberwolves is on the level with the Celtics? The
No,
same.
that's not. That's exactly. I'm saying that, bro. You're not listening.
Even if when they first both
Edwards
got
came to our
drafted, the
team.
Yeah,
We
when
were
they first got
dumpster
drafted,
fire.
you think
We
the
had
Timberwolves?
Gorgie
Not what
Dang.
I'm
Timberwolves
saying.
We had
was
You're
Shabazz
not
bad.
Muhammad, Taj
listening.
Gibson. We were garbage, and then
You're
we got
not listening to
Ant.
what
What
I'm
are you
saying.
talking
You said,
about,
bro.
bro?
That's not,
Timberwolves was
bro.
booty juice.
Are you just gonna keep going all over when I'm not? When I clearly did not
No,
say
I'm trying
that.
to figure out what you're talking about.
Go
I
ahead.
said it's a similar effect to Tatum.
But we
When Tatum was
disagree. It's a totally different.
Tatum, I
Celtics
said
were way better
Tatum
than
now, but
Timberwolves.
when
That's
Tatum
what
was drafted, he was
Bro,
drafted to a
listen.
good team, right? And now Anthony
Jason
Edwards was
Brown
drafted to a
there.
You're
bad
not hearing
team.
me. He
But they
rose them
made.
up to. Hold on.
Oh my
He rose
God, bro,
them up to
you're
the
actually not
conference.
listening.
No, but listen. He rose them
Bro,
up to the
listen, bro.
conference finals, though. It's not like they was already making the conference
Hey,
finals.
because
Like
Ant
Jalen Brown,
I agree with
We
you,
didn't even make the
but
playoffs. My
Jason
whole
Tatum
high
Right,
got
they
school
didn't make the
drafted to
career.
a
playoffs, bro. You
good
heard that?
okay, but you're acting like they didn't make moves to make a great team. They had a great team
hold
last year
on.
for a reason.
It's a
Jason
great
Tatum
team that
got
didn't make the
drafted to a
playoffs.
We
good
drafted really well because we drafted.
Like you said, almost a first seed. They tied
Now,
for
hold on.
first
I
seed.
will say this,
A
though.
team
Hold
that's
on.
tied for first seed is a good team.
But,
That's
bro,
not all
listen,
Anthony Edwards.
no, but look, I will give you this, though. First of all, when you said they was tied for the first seed, they wasn't on that level until Ant-Man turned the corner. But listen, I will give you this, though. He did play alongside another number one pick dude that won a Rookie of the Year. Because it was Karl Anthony
It's
Towns.
not even that. I like Anthony Edwards. You're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm saying he plays on a great team, which not an amazing team, not a super team, not a
No,
Tatum
hold on, bro.
super
Listen
team.
to what I'm saying. Hold
Let
on.
me.
I'm
I
getting my
hear you.
point,
Can I
though.
finish my point, please?
It
All right,
wasn't
go,
a great
go.
team.
You're
It wasn't
not
a good
making a
team.
Yeah, you
point.
keep saying it's a great
I
team,
am
bro. That's
making
the
a
only
point.
reason I cut you
I
off.
am
Go ahead,
making a
bro.
point. You're taking it personally, bro.
No, go ahead,
I'm
bro.
saying
Go.
it's not. He obviously doesn't have the same team as Tatum. I never said that. I'm saying it's a similar effect to what people have with Tatum, wherein a star player is on a team that is good and they're not needed to carry the team. It kind of limits people's expectations of them.
You're not.
And Anthony
You're not
Edwards,
hearing my point,
multiple
though.
playoff
That's
games.
where you're wrong
We
at.
don't have the
That whole
same history
statement
at all
is
as the
wrong.
Celtics. The
Jason,
Timberwolves have never been.
I just said it wasn't the same. You're actually
Hold on, you
stupid.
cutting us off
You're
now,
always
bro.
not
saying
Hold on.
there's a
hold on,
Tatum
what are
You're
you
effect.
cutting him
saying
off
that's the
now.
same?
Oh
Because
my
I was
God, bro.
He's
I
trying
said
to
it's a
suggest
Hold on,
similar
man. You're cutting
effect,
him
but
off.
it's
carrying the
completely
team.
different.
Anthony Edwards has a lot more pressure on him
Yo,
than Jason
Really?
Tatum does.
Really? Because Anthony Edwards
Look
plays
how
bad
bad he
in
Look,
multiple
look at
playoff
what
games
look
as
at
well.
what the hold on. Look at what the
look at
Celtics
what?
did last game without Jason
Look how
Tatum.
bad bro's
Facts.
getting.
Anthony
Facts.
Edwards
Exactly.
nobody
You
could do
keep
that.
bringing up Jason Tatum. I said they have all I
This
said
nigga
was they have a
definitely a
similar
LeBron fan.
effect. I said the teams are way
It's not a similar
Boston's
effect.
way better. I
Hey, you
agree
can
with
It's
low-key
not a
you.
argue
similar
about
effect,
You
though.
don't. I've
LeBron,
said it
though,
five
right?
See,
times
this
now.
the
You
thing.
keep
You
bringing
getting
up
away with.
I
Hold on,
said
bro.
Boston's
Hold on. We gotta go
1,000
one at a
times
time
better.
too. I'm
But
gonna
you
let
guys are
everybody go. No, hold on. I'm gonna let everybody go in order too. But look,
Hey, listen,
not
bro.
Luca, bro. Listen, what you doing is you keep using the word similar, so that way, if we show you how it's different, you can say, "Oh, I didn't say they was the same. I said they was similar." No, bro, it's
Hey,
not
come
even
off me,
close.
bro. Come off
Like
me,
you,
bro.
bro, the Timberwolves were never even close to a playoff or close to a contender. Tatum got drafted to Kyrie, who Kyrie just came from going to the finals in Cleveland, and then the Celtics organization they were in the conference finals.
No, I
And,
They
get
were,
that, bro. I'm not obviously Tatum was
hold
drafted
on,
in a crazier team.
hold on, bro.
I
Look,
get what you're saying, bro.
hold
All I'm
on.
trying to say is a similar effect to is where a
Oh my
star is
god.
not needed to carry or play amazing in playoff games to
So
win their
this.
games.
You're
That's my
All right, hold
wrong,
point.
on. But this
bro.
is my response to you saying that though. I'm trying to tell you that other players though, that's on these conversations with dudes, they had the same type of level of help that Ant Man has had, and they haven't been going to the. They haven't even touched the conference finals, or they haven't even
And that's true.
they
I'll
haven't
give you
beat any
that.
competition.
And that's
Right.
why he's
So I'm
better than
saying
Shea.
just
That's why he's
because
better than
Ant Man
Shea.
is maximizing the team, don't mean that he got more help than everybody else.
I
I
don't
mean,
say he has more help than anyone else. That's not what I'm
bro,
saying. What I'm
Tatum
saying is that
Tatum has the most help in the East though.
yes, I know he's better than Tatum. Here's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say when you take certain stars in the league, right? If you tell them here, play this playoff game, pivotal playoff game, you're going to shoot terribly and have a bunch of turnovers. Certain stars aren't going to win those games
Because
because they don't have a lot of
because
help.
they aren't hold
Anthony
on.
Edwards will win those games. He
They're
has
not
won
gonna
those games, but he's played terrible.
they're not
He
gonna
has
win
played
those
awful in one
games
playoff games
because
consistently.
if there's other players in the league, if their shot isn't falling, they're not gonna play defense, they're not gonna rebound, they're not gonna do other things to get their team involved.
Well, I think most stars try and get rebounds
They
and play
try,
defense.
but they're not.
They do. Well, they do
They
for the
can't.
most part. I'm not knocking Ant, but my point is, the difference is Anthony Edwards has not carried his team.
What are
He
you
has
talking
elevated
about?
his team.
I know.
He has
I never
elevated
said he
his team.
carried his team. Though.
But I
You
know,
have
but
to carry your team.
to become a top 5 all time, you have to be able to carry a team. And I am
Hold on,
witnessing
hold on,
Anthony
hold on.
Edwards
Who
But
in the
said that
playoffs.
though?
difference though, I got a question. What's the difference between elevating your team and carrying your team?
Okay,
Because,
let me explain.
because
I'll let you ask a question.
hold on. Because I'm
Niggas
gonna give you a
carry.
great example real quick. The Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler. You feel me? He carried this team and he elevated, but he ain't do it in a fashion of, oh, let me score 30 and 40 points a night. I feel like you looking at it the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Because it's what's the difference? Carrying and elevating? Like,
Right.
You want to hear the difference? Can I answer your question?
yeah.
My difference in terms of carrying a team and elevating a team is being on a solid team with a solid roster, and you're good enough that you can get your game off and you can help elevate and make your teammates better. Carrying a team is similar to like 2020 to Luka, and you're taking like terrible players to the Western Conference Finals. That's
So
a
hold on, what
difference.
terrible players was on the team?
Dwight Powell, Reggie
Brunson.
Bullock.
He got Brunson averaging over
You know
20
Pinson.
points.
Yeah,
But hold on,
Brunson,
hold
bro.
on,
What the
hold
hell?
on.
Really?
Hold
Look
on,
up the Clippers
hold on,
series.
listen.
Did you do that?
Jalen
Yeah,
Brunson was on
Brunson,
that
bro.
team?
Yeah, Brunson averaged over
Jalen
20.
Brunson? Are you
Yeah.
going to hear Jalen Brunson stats that playoffs?
Yeah,
He averaged like
Jalen Brunson
20.
was on the team.
He averaged 20.
Yeah, you're insane to even compare that. Luka was playing with
I'm just
scrubs.
asking. You said it was a terrible team.
It was a terrible team. That's why they weren't highly seated in the regular
But Jalen
season.
Brunson, the same dude that just led his team to the conference finals, right?
Okay, well, first of all, Jalen Brunson led his team to the conference finals
Hold on,
because
hold on, bro. The same
Hey.
dude, Jalen Brunson, that's leading his team to the conference finals, right?
first of all, he's not leading his team. Tatum got hurt. If Tatum never got hurt, they
So hold
wouldn't
on,
be in this
that don't have
conversation.
nothing to do with no. He was already about to go up 3-1 without.
Okay, but he isn't even playing great. He's playing
Hold
super
on, time
inefficient.
out. Jalen Brunson and them was already about to go up 3-1.
Okay, but that's not the
Hold
same
on,
Jalen
see,
Brunson
that's
that
the
was
thing.
3
You
years
cutting us
ago.
off, but we can't cut you off.
Because you're making stupid.
Listen.
You're cutting me off with
Jalen Brunson was already about to go up
Let him
3-1
talk,
before
bro.
Tatum bum ass got hurt.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
How about that?
Yeah, and that's because of Brunson.
Yeah.
How about that?
Who's shooting
hold on. You
inefficiently.
said he wasn't
12 for
leading because
28.
Tatum got hurt.
I'm saying he's not. If Tatum was still healthy,
No,
they
Brunson-
probably wouldn't go to the
Brunson
conference
averaged
My
finals.
bad. I didn't mean to say that about Tatum, man. This man just
Yeah, don't disrespect Tatum here. What the hell?
Yo, Crunch. Jalen
But
Brunson
you brought up
averaged.
Jalen. You're bringing up Jalen Brunson now like that was a Jalen Brunson back.
Yeah,
Not
Twenty-
hearing
What are
you.
you
He
arguing?
was. You seen him
Wait,
during the
22.
playoffs, bro?
Wait,
You
hold on,
tripping, bro?
22 points.
Do you know Brunson's averages that
Time
season?
out.
22.
Luka just lost in the first round with LeBron James.
Bro, they had no. I'm
So
not
Jalen Brunson
knocking
must have
Anthony
been
Edwards for
good.
that.
He
I'm not knocking Anthony Edwards for that. He did his
So
thing in that series.
Luka can take Jalen
I'm
Brunson.
gonna let somebody else go. I think somebody was trying to say something.
I was trying
Yeah.
to say
I
something.
was-
AT.
Go ahead.
I don't know. It was T. It was T.
Oh, yeah. So I said Jalen Brunson in 2022 as a second option. I was 22 in the playoffs, just behind Luka.
Yeah, I'm about to say. Tell me his playoff stats was solid, wasn't
Yeah, 22 points as a second option.
he? Yeah, he threatened to bring up the playoff stats like he was playing bad or something.
This is a
And then-
Jalen Brunson before he blew up.
And then his
That's
definition.
Yeah, that's why he got that contract in New York.
Yeah,
That's not why he got the
and his
contract. He got the
father,
contract
too,
because they
but-
signed his father.
Yeah.
No, bro,
But
no.
your
I'm talking about
definition
he wouldn't have got it. I'm talking about he wouldn't have got it though.
He saw the potential though.
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
saw
that's what I'm saying. He wouldn't have got it if he didn't play well in Dallas, bro.
He's like,
For example, let me listen to you
It's
right
in a
now.
Bronny James
Hold
situation.
on. Your definition of carrying a team is wrong. It doesn't have nothing to do with the player. It has something to do with the performance of the player. And it's like, and when you look at like all these stats, they are helping each other get these stats.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's not
Okay.
like he just out there and man, like he can't get assists on his own. You feel me? You carrying a team when you getting your assists off of me. You ain't gonna
No.
rebound everything on you.
No, that's true. What I'm saying is, if you go off the eye test, he's great. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But his production is not at the same level in terms of other players that
why
are considered
not?
Okay,
generational.
so hold on. So when they say that he the fastest to reach 10,000 points before Kobe or whatever the stat is, hold on.
You gotta give me the stat because I can't
Time
take
out.
your word for it.
Time
bro.
out.
I'm
Time
sorry.
out. Time
No,
out.
he's
Time
right
out.
about that stat though.
I'm saying, right, like he be reaching these milestones.
There's
So-
players that were faster.
No, but I'm just saying. So like, isn't that showing that his numbers, his production is on that level though?
I mean, if you want to say that, I mean, looking to me, he's not very efficient in the playoffs, which is not a knock to him. He's young. He's not very
So hold on,
efficient.
what do you shoot from the field in the playoffs?
That's crazy.
40, I think 40 something.
44.
40 something is not efficient.
40?
No,
Hold on, just because it's 40 something is not efficient.
in the playoffs,
What are you
40
talking
from
about?
what? 40 from what? The three or
from the field,
No.
Hold on, yo, I'm gonna look it up right
from
now.
the field.
44.
Oh, y'all talking about Ant?
Yeah, in the playoffs this season. 44.
Man,
Hold on.
Being
We're
honest
talking about
though,
this
bro,
season or for his career
Ant
though?
don't play right
No,
now.
being honest, his team
You
is
gotta
super,
remember
bro.
though.
You
Listen,
don't
the
have
playoffs
to
is not
go
over with
crazy.
though, so that's not gonna be his final percentage.
Okay,
No,
but I'm
I
going
can
off
tell
what
you
he has
his
done
career.
You know what
so
I'm saying?
far.
That's not gonna be his
Well,
final
look,
What he
percentage.
has done so
Listen,
far is
though.
what I'm saying.
No, but hold on. I'm
The-
saying, listen, bro. We seen him have monster games against. Somebody said 49. Man, come on, bro.
He has had monster
Hold
games.
on.
You're right.
It's 49%.
But he's
No,
scoring
no.
more in the
No,
second
it's not.
half.
They don't know what they're talking about.
No.
He has had. I'm saying consistency.
Crunch.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
If Anthony
triple.
Edwards was
Do you
consistently
want
putting out these
his
performances
career in the
every single
playoffs?
game,
Anthony
he's
Edwards
consistent.
averaged
Bro, hold on.
27, 7, and 6 in the playoffs. Y'all better stop playing with me.
Hold on. Anthony Edwards didn't need to have no big game yet. Let's really talk about it.
No, he's been having big games.
That's
though.
my
He
point.
had
You don't
huge
have
big
to.
game. Like,
You gotta
For
understand
example,
what
what
we're
about the
saying.
game
Though.
His
when
team
he
is cooking.
eliminated the
See, this
Lakers?
the thing.
Thank you. That's my point. His team is cooking.
No, hold on, but
That's
this the
exactly
thing.
my
though.
point.
His
This
team
the
is
thing,
cooking
though,
because
Luka.
of him. Like
Thank
if
you.
His team,
Anthony Edwards go down, they don't have nobody else on that roster who could go get him a triple double, like the Boston Celtics. You
Thank
feel
you.
what I'm saying?
oh
He
yeah,
is the
I agree
reason
with you. They're not the
why.
same team at all. They're way
He's
worse
the
than the
reason
Celtics.
why that the Timberwolves is the
Oh, they're just
Timberwolves.
a good team.
No,
Come
They
Thank
on.
you.
have
I ain't gonna
good
Okay,
lie.
look,
players.
this
That
the
being
thing,
He
yo.
has
said,
good
that being
players,
said,
but
who would win in
Anthony
a
Edwards
twerk off?
make that
Kyle
team
Hold
a
on,
Lowry
good
or
hold
team.
Dwight
on.
Howard?
Oh my god.
No,
No, we
so
ain't
Anthony
gonna see
Edwards
one
make
Julius
that team a
Randle.
good team. If you take Anthony Edwards off that team, we will not be saying that the Timberwolves is a good team.
couldn't say you
You get
on.
what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
they
Thank
would
you.
still
And
be.
look,
They were
bro,
They
still.
that's what
had
I'm
they
trying to
went
tell
to
this
the
man.
playoffs.
If you
They
take
had a
Jalen
great.
Brown
Yeah, they
off
have
the
a
team,
great
they're
roster.
not
If
gonna
you
be
swap
good.
Anthony Edwards
No,
for
they
another
Taking
star
not.
in
all
this
the
team,
talent
they
out,
would
they're
still
not
make
gonna
the
be
playoffs.
good.
They
That's what I'm
won't.
trying to
They
tell
You can
this
say
won't
that
man
for
make
right
the
every
here.
team.
Yo,
playoffs.
look, I'm
They
trying to
won't
tell
Okay,
make
you
it.
can
you.
say that. You can say that for any.
You
No,
can
but
say that
listen,
for every
listen.
team. Literally, you
No,
can say
I
that for every
can't say
team.
that
You
for the
can't.
Boston Celtics.
Right, you can't
Nigga,
say
if
that
you
about any
take out
team.
Jalen Brown and just have Jason Tatum, they're
You
not
feel
gonna
me?
be
I
as
can't say
good.
that for the
If
Cavaliers. I can't say
if
that
you
for
take out
what?
Donovan Mitchell, they go.
Cause think
Bro,
about this, y'all.
And guess who he's
I want y'all
playing
to
in the play?
understand this, yo. Donovan Mitchell had Rudy Gobert all those years and could not take him
Team
to the
without their
conference
star
finals.
players who he's playing right now.
Now, hold on, bro.
that's
Look,
No
facts.
look,
non-Curry Warriors.
hold on. Look. First of all, yo, Donovan Mitchell had Rudy Gobert all them years and he could not take him to the conference finals. And then this is the thing: just because your team is playing well, don't mean that you got more help than everybody else. Maybe your IQ is different than certain dudes. Because remember, he playing against Luka, and Luka got LeBron. So basically, I'll be more scared about that team. So like for example, when y'all say his team is going off, the Lakers had a better team anyway.
No, bro. Are you serious right now?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
No,
Everyone
they
was
did
Bro, the
not
saying
have a better
Lakers
Lakers,
in
bro, the
team.
five.
No, they
Lakers
did
just
not.
kicked them
First
to the
of all,
I'm
first
trying
of
to
finals.
all,
be
Hold on,
right.
wait,
Yes,
wait, wait. Can we talk
everyone
about
was
the
saying
Lakers real
Lakers in
quick?
five.
Can we talk
they
about the
had
Lakers
no
real quick?
center. They had no
Listen,
center. They had
Y'all
no
were
They had
not
center.
they
saying
had no
that before
center.
the series.
listen,
They
Y'all were
had
not
If
no
anybody
saying
hold on,
that.
played
center.
bro. Listen to
organized
what I'm
on a
My
saying.
week,
mama,
They had
if
you were
three
not
anybody
Listen to what I'm
played
saying
saying
that
to you.
before the
organized
superstars
series.
versus one
basketball,
When
superstar.
you talk
you
You
know
about
know,
the chemistry
when you
can
talk
come
You're
about
out
just looking
when
at
quicker.
it
you say
because of
stuff
hindsight.
like I'm saying when you say stuff like if Ant-Man sit down, they still got to worry about this, bro. Listen, if LeBron or if Lucas sit down, you still got to worry about one of them. That's worse.
Hold
Hey,
on.
Luca played
Hold on,
trash
wait.
that series.
What
Wait.
you
I
mean
have
he
a question.
played
I have a
trash?
question.
Luka
I have
averaged
a question.
30.
But if you watch the game, I'm a Luca guy.
Hold on,
He
time
wasn't.
out, time
It
out,
wasn't the
time out,
same
time
way.
out, time out. So hold on. In game one, he wasn't the best player on the court.
To me, bro,
No, he was. He was.
bro. Look at
how
at
much he
game
had
4,
that
bro.
game?
Look at
Bro,
Hold
he
on,
game
had
wait.
like
5. Look at game
I have a
37.
5.
question. I
Yeah,
have
I
a
he
think
last
question.
30,
In
night.
game
37.
two, in game two, when they won, he had another 30 ball, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he did.
he struggled to get it. If you watched, it was so hard.
He did not struggle to get
Yes,
that
he
was an
did, bro.
easy 30. You
I'm
did
a
not
Luca
watch it.
fan,
You did not
bro,
watch the
and I'm
series,
telling
bro.
you that wasn't the
Yeah,
right Luca.
you
It
Bro,
must
you
be
wasn't the
was
right
Oh,
watching.
getting
wait,
Luca.
whatever
wait,
he
wait, wait.
wanted.
Yeah,
Wait,
bro,
wait. Has
crazy.
everybody hold on? I have a question.
I'm a yapper, okay. Well, I'm the only one that knows basketball.
Hold on. Has
He was
everybody
getting
on
whatever he
this
wanted on the court.
has everybody on this live played organized basketball before?
I
Yes.
play professional
Okay.
basketball currently.
Okay, professional basketball, right? Okay. So imagine the Lakers going from one star to another. So the offensive schemes are different. The team is going to have different roles, and everybody making adjustments. You cannot win no championship or go far in the playoffs.
Without a center.
Not that.
What's good,
Not
Crumbs?
even two centers. The roster
Not even.
itself
I'm
was
not even talking about the center part.
Wow.
It just
Yes.
your whole offensive scheme is different
That's a
now.
big
and it
change.
was only 2 months.
The
It wasn't
offense
like it
is
was
ran.
an
Oh,
It
y'all,
Hold
literally.
on,
y'all
it
were
Morgan.
wasn't
not
Look,
like it
saying
was like
hey,
an
that.
Morgan, hey,
October or
Morgan.
November
So let me
trade. It
ask you
was
this
right
question,
before
right?
the
When they
deadline.
first teamed up and they was winning all them games, why was everybody picking them to
Excuses
go to the
update.
finals?
Because it's the
Regular
regular
season, that don't
season.
matter.
No, but
They
I'm
don't.
just hold on,
The
hold
center.
on,
It's a
but
completely
hold on,
different.
but hold on. I'm saying why was everybody picking them to go to the finals?
Nigga, because it's the fucking Lakers and LeBron James on the team.
It's the media. It's
Oh,
So
Hollywood.
it's,
Come
hold
it's
on.
on.
So
name
why?
value.
So hold on.
They
So you
did
saying
hype the
y'all wasn't
Lakers
being
up
honest?
crazy.
Oh, it's name
It's
value.
well, yeah.
I
It's
It's
called
never
name
thought
value.
narratives, dude.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. LeBron's my GOAT, and I knew he
It's
was gonna
name
win the
value.
championship.
He's not the
Because
GOAT,
Luka
but
don't
it's
play
name value.
defense.
It's
Luka
name
He
don't play
value.
definitely is
defense.
the GOAT.
It's not
No, he's
even
not.
that.
But
It's if you
it's
look at
name
the fact
value.
that they had no
Hold on.
center,
They
so they
had
had to play
Jackson Hayes
defense.
though. They was throwing him
That's
lobs.
bad
Jackson Hayes
coaching.
Right.
played 4 minutes in
Bad
each
coaching.
playoff game.
Bro, did
That's
you watch
hold on.
He
that,
So
got
that's
bro?
played
JJ
off the
Redick
court.
again,
He had
right?
Bro,
Hold
3
on.
fouls
do
in
you
the
watch
first
Time out.
5
Hold
that?
on.
minutes
So
of the
that's
game.
JJ JJ
played
Redick
on the
fault.
Because
court.
y'all made him
Yeah, that's
worse.
JJ Redick fault. I blame JJ Redick personally.
Right.
You feel me? Because ain't no way you got a 6'10 athletic big man on the bench.
I know
Yeah,
before the
Roy
series,
Hachimura
everyone
ain't
saying
out
Lakers
there.
Mr.
are hot.
Waters, Mr. Waters,
It's
if you
like
watch the
y'all
game, Mr.
just
Waters,
Shit
he
crazy.
literally
y'all
had
be
3
trying to
fouls
play
in
with
nearly
these
30
players like they
seconds.
not
Yo, Crunch,
professional
He
everyone
had
NBA
was
3
saying
players,
fouls
Lakers,
in
bro.
the
30
Lakers are
seconds,
hot.
Mr.
Exactly.
Waters.
Like he
I hate when
falling
people
off
do that. This
for a
man
Hey,
reason.
Jackson
Crunch, all
Hayes
I,
had
all,
3
all I'm
fouls in
saying
30
is,
seconds and caused a turnover and had a
Crunch,
late
all
foul.
I'm saying
y'all
is
trying to pick
Jackson
up.
Hayes
Hey,
cannot
look,
guard Rudy Gobert.
but look, this the
He
thing.
was
Y'all
doing a
trying to
better
pick up
job
Daniel
against
Gafford.
Roy Hachimura.
Little do y'all
Yeah.
know that dudes like Daniel Gafford is nothing but a Jackson Hayes, who
Exactly.
the who
No,
the
that's
coach
Daniel
that's
who
true.
Gafford
the
is
coach is
Gafford,
versatile.
he's
who
good
the coach
defensively,
give
but
him time.
offensively, he can't really do
You
much.
know what I'm saying? He get in the weight room, you get him strong. You
He don't
gotta
do
play.
too
You
much.
gotta use Jackson Hayes, bro.
Yes, you don't need Jackson Hayes to drop 40. You need him to rebound.
He can't
up
play
the rim.
defense. He
Bro,
can't
you
play
have to train
defense.
him.
Play defense better than Rui
It's the we
Hachimura.
can't
He's
just
your
shut
Like,
him.
best
he a better
defensive
defender than Roy
I
Hachimura.
do think he'd be a better defender than Rui
Bro,
Hachimura. You're right about
And you
that.
gotta remember, bro, listen.
No,
he can go.
You could have played him the whole game. Bro, he more
Hold on, bro.
athletic.
Hold on.
He more
Bro, hold
athletic
on.
than Rudy Gobert.
I agree with you. I think
Why do
Nah,
every
that's
team?
facts. That's facts.
Why do every team LeBron get on? Everybody have unexpected expectations on people, bro.
What?
Like
What do you
everybody
mean?
has
Mike, what do you
unexpected
mean by that?
expectations.
What do you mean
Jason
by that?
Haynes.
What are
nigga,
you
that's the
saying
first
is- hold on,
2018
hold on, bro, hold on.
Cavaliers. That's why I have higher expectations.
Hold on, bro. Let me
Y'all haven't
ask you this
seen
now.
Jackson Hayes jump then, bro. You feel me?
What?
Y'all
Bro,
haven't
what are
seen
you
that
saying?
man.
Yo,
Hey,
it's
look,
not talking
hey, look,
about that
Morgan.
man. Nobody's
That
Hey,
ever
man
Morgan.
was
talking
a
about
Hey,
that
Morgan, I'm gonna give you an
Stop
example,
it.
Morgan.
No, they were talking
Stop
about
it.
Jackson Hayes when he was
Hey,
in
Morgan,
Orlando.
I'm gonna give you an
What are you
example.
doing over here lying?
Look what the Boston Celtics did with what was the dude name?
They were talking about Rudy Gobert and
No, hold on, bro. Hold on,
Orleans.
hold on. Look what
Luke
the
Burnett.
Celtics did. What
Luke
was his name?
Burnett.
Robert Williams.
Oh,
Yeah,
Robert
yeah,
Williams.
yeah, yeah. Robert Williams.
Look how they developed him. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't doing nothing at first. Everybody thought he was a bum. He is
Who do you
6'10".
think developed him? The coaches or the players?
He's 6'8".
And you
No, I'm
better
saying
not
the
say
coaching.
Jason Tatum. Don't say Jason Tatum.
No, I'm
I
saying
don't
the
know.
coaching.
Okay.
But
They
that's
made
what
him
I'm
better
trying.
than
That's what I'm saying. JD Redick.
Okay, can I
Hey,
ask you?
so is the
Hey,
Lakers supposed to bring
Crunch,
that
can I ask
coach
you a
over or
question?
something?
So
Like,
maybe it's
what?
You said
LeBron's
what?
JJ Redick's
Can I ask you a question?
Cause you see, hey, look, cause you see that the Lakers just hired a new strength and conditioning coach, or they trying to
Right.
hire one now.
Right.
shit.
But I'm
Crunch,
saying
can I ask you a
that
question?
shows that
The
JJ
Lakers need
Redick
a
and
little bit of
LeBron, and
everything.
then
Let's
wasn't trying
be
to
honest.
condition him last season.
And from a basketball perspective, even if you want to say Jackson Hayes is trash, you're getting dominated out there right now. You have to make some type of adjustment.
Yeah, no, he should have been subbed in.
Oh
We don't
no,
need
bro.
Rudy Hachimura
Bro,
to score.
JJ,
We
I
got
mean,
LeBron
it showed.
and Luka.
Wait, hold on,
showed
I
everything.
want to ask Crunch
Everything
a
got
question.
exposed in the playoffs. Everything got exposed. Everything.
Crunch, can I
That,
please ask you a
that
question?
overrated ass defense when the
Yeah.
Lakers got exposed.
Here's my question: if we swapped Anthony Edwards and LeBron in that series, do the Timberwolves still win?
Anthony Edwards and LeBron.
No, it's not overrated. Luka just got exposed.
No, the Lakers win.
It's
Okay.
Yeah,
Do we,
Lakers
if we
win.
swap Luka and Anthony Edwards, do the Timberwolves
If
win?
you shot Luka and Anthony Edwards,
Probably.
the
That might be tough.
Timberwolves. I mean,
That was,
They're all shooters.
No.
They all play
Timberwolves
defense.
will lose because
I would say.
Are
I
you
would say.
serious?
yes,
Yeah, I would say
I'm gonna
Ant-Man.
tell you.
Oh my God! You know
Because
what?
you gotta
tell you
remember.
why.
Look,
Oh my God!
Let me
no,
tell
because
you why. Let
Luka
me
with
tell you
Rudy
why
Gobert
Timberwolves
would
will
be
lose.
like
Are
unstoppable.
you serious?
Can I
hold
tell you why
on. It depends.
Timberwolves
First
will
of all,
lose?
if you play Jackson Hayes and you have Ant-Man and LeBron,
No, same situation that Luka and LeBron play
Let
with.
me tell you why
It
the
is the same
Timberwolves
situation.
will lose.
Luka,
No Jackson
Randall, and
Hayes. No
Gobert
Jackson
would
Hayes.
be unfair.
no, I'm saying,
Nigga,
'cause you gotta
Rudy is
remember,
fucking better than Jackson Hayes. What the fuck?
Jackson Hayes. They took Jackson Hayes out of the game one of them games because he was a
Nigga,
foul
because
trouble.
Rudy was getting rebounds on that
Yes,
team,
and
bro.
he had 3 fouls in like 10
Right,
seconds.
right. But would he be in
But
foul
at,
trouble?
but at some
Would
point,
he
he
be
should
in
have played
foul
again.
trouble playing with somebody else?
But here's what I'm saying though: if you swap Luka and Anthony Edwards and they don't get Jackson Hayes, they get the same amount of minutes, everything that they had with Luka and LeBron.
But
Who
hold on,
wins?
what was the
Timberwolves?
first one you
Me
said, though?
personally, I would have liked to see
Lakers is
Alex
winning.
go out there. I would like to see
Wolves
Alex
would
at least
not,
go out there.
The Wolves would win. The Wolves would
No,
easily
they
win.
would
What I'm
not.
saying,
No,
what was
they
the
would
first
not.
one you said?
Yes, they
Why you
would.
switch
No,
it
they
though?
would not. No, they
Why you
would
switch
not.
the question though?
I didn't switch the question. I asked
You
you
asked me
first
the
for
first
Anthony
question, what
Edwards
you
and
say?
LeBron, and you said that the Lakers.
I'm saying the
Lakers
first
would still
question.
win.
What you say?
Let me answer
The
you
first
this
one I
question.
said is if you swap LeBron and Anthony Edwards.
If you swap LeBron and Anthony Edwards,
And you said Lakers, which I can't argue that because LeBron, I can't. Anthony Edwards can do it with him and Luka. I think they could do it. But if you swap him and Luka, I think the
why
Wolves
do you
win.
think they could do it then?
No.
Why Anthony Edwards and Luka can do it? Because Anthony Edwards is a great attacker of the rim, and
So
LeBron.
he's
Did you
makes
just
the
say
whole
Anthony Edwards
difference.
and LeBron on the same team?
That's not what I said.
He said Ant and Luka.
I said Ant and Luka. I said if LeBron and Anthony Edwards swapped.
Right, but what I'm saying is you saying the Timberwolves was such a better team, but if you put LeBron on there, they still wouldn't win.
I mean, I think they could win, but if you want to say Anthony Edwards,
I'm being honest. Anthony Edwards
I
really
wouldn't
did
argue
have a
that.
good series, but everybody else was playing great.
Hold on, Ant-Man had a good series. What are you talking about?
But any team Ant-Man would be on, they will win because
So you think if they swap Luka and Ant-Man, that the Lakers win? Come on, man.
Ant-Man,
Yes.
hell yeah.
Come on, man.
Yes.
And the only problem with that is
LeBron,
I ain't gonna lie.
man,
But here's the issue there with
a lot of
Crunch.
shots. They was making a
I
lot
don't
of
know,
shots.
bro.
because here's the issue, Crunch. You have a team. The Wolves are a 3-point team. They're incredibly defensive, right? And they had no center on the Lakers didn't play a center. They had one on the bench, but they didn't play him. So you're telling me you have Luka passing to these shooters, and if they have no looks, they can throw a lob to Rudy Gobert to a team with no paint.
So who was
with a
Luka
lob.
guarding?
Doesn't matter. The Wolves are really good
It does
defensively against
matter.
the
I'm
That's
just
defense.
why
asking
I
you a
I ain't gonna lie,
question.
Luka
I'm just
out
wasn't
of
guarding
here.
nobody.
If Luka
I
plays
agree with you.
guard,
He
We're
wasn't
just
playing
asking
great
you. See,
defensive
that's the
minutes.
thing. You're not trying to answer nobody questions,
But
bro.
but you
I
see,
just
that's the
answered the
Lakers'
question.
problem
I
though.
just answered it. I said Luka played no
Was
defense
I'm saying
tonight.
who. I'm saying
On
who
the
is his
Wolves'
guard. I'm saying who is his
defense,
man.
the Wolves' defense is really, really good. They
Who
can
is his
try and negate
man?
Luka's bad
Who is his
defense.
it's
man
good
though?
It
because
doesn't matter. The
I'm
everybody
Wolves
just
have a
plays
great
asking.
defense.
defense.
All
Their
right, bro.
defense is good because
Anthony
everybody
Edwards can
plays
be
it.
his man. Doesn't matter.
All right, Ant Man. Hold on. So Luka guarding Ant Man.
I mean, Ant-Man's going to fry. Don't get me wrong.
Lakers in 5.
That being said,
And
Ant-Man ain't
that's
going
how
to drop
and that's
50.
how you lose right there.
That's
And
how
that's
you
how
lose
you
right
That's
there.
not how you're going to lose. That's not how you're going to lose.
That's how you lose. I'm gonna tell you
They're
how
gonna
you
attack
lose.
him every single
I'm gonna tell you
time.
how you lose. Yes, Luka could get buckets in that third, but Ant-Man could get buckets too. So what's gonna cancel? What's gonna cancel out?
What about the fact that
Somebody gonna have to play
the
defense.
Lakers shooters aren't going to hit their shots because the Wolves' defense is
Hold
better,
on, but
and the Lakers
hold on,
have no
bro. But
center,
listen
so
what
they
I'm
can't stop
saying.
the paint.
Better because
You gotta
everybody
remember,
can play defense. That
they're gonna
changes
get
once
different.
one person can't defend.
So you're trying to say, okay, but
They're
here's the
gonna
issue with what you're
hold on, bro.
saying. It's
Look,
complete.
the Lakers are gonna get different looks because Ant Man, like you said, is a different driver of the basketball. That's when everybody will be collapsing in, shooting
More
will
rim
be
pressure.
more wide open. And
The
then that
Lakers
changes
missed
the
their
whole
open
style. When you
shots.
have a better defender, you're gonna have more fast breaks.
So them
The
niggas
Lakers
Come on,
missed
bro.
their open shots.
They're
Teach you
not
about the
playing.
game.
If you're trying to argue that Anthony Edwards is a better
No,
playmaker
hold on,
than
bro.
Luka, then you don't watch
No,
basketball.
listen, bro. Listen. I'm
Can I
saying
cook
that
them
they're
real
gonna be
please?
playing different. See, you think that this shit is like 2K.
It's not like 2K.
When you
I
have a
watch
different
basketball.
player,
It would be very different. I agree.
listen, bro, listen. I'm trying to tell you because you obviously don't know how to play organized basketball.
I do know, but
Hold
okay.
on. When you have a different player, you're gonna get different looks. So Luka can create a shot for somebody probably better than Ant-Man off the dribble. But with Ant-Man, the shot is gonna create itself. That's why you can run like more offensive system with Ant-Man. Like him driving to the paint, slashing, and just starting fast breaks and stuff like that. The Lakers will shoot a way higher percentage. Even if you have LeBron,
I think
Okay,
y'all
okay,
not
but the
giving
issue
enough
we're running
credit
trying
to
to
Luka.
argue
and
is
then
that
and then not only go ahead, Mr. Waters.
And also, to add on what you say is about if you really watch these players, how you watch these players, Luka is so ball dominant. It's kind of sort of like a James Harden style of play. The
Yeah,
ball
bro,
is
it
in his
is,
hand
and I hate that
majority
shit, bro.
of the
I
play.
hate that shit.
But it's the
I hate
truth
it.
though. The ball's in his hand majority of the play.
Because
And
Kaleo stands for
let me
Kaleo stands for
finish.
basketball.
Let me finish. And when he get double teamed, that's when he kick it. The reason why Julius Randle and Nas Reed, all them guys are playing good right now because they're playing in rhythm. They're getting the touches throughout the whole game, and not when they're just left open. You know what I'm saying? You pick
Can
that
I
up.
respond?
Exactly. He want people to stand on the wing.
Can I make my response to that?
And then just
And
wait.
then, hold on, my
No,
last
No.
point,
Let me respond to that
Hold on,
first
hold on. You
because
gotta let me
my
land
last
this
point,
plane.
my last point. And then when we talk about defense, one of the reasons why the Timberwolves are a good defensive team because everybody is playing defense. Everybody. If you replace that with somebody who can just score and don't play defense, your defense is gonna go down.
I agree, but it would still be a solid defense.
And then hold on. And then not
It
only
would
that,
not
we
be
didn't
a
even say the
solid
most.
defense. If everybody can play defense versus one person can't play defense, who has the solid defense?
Yo,
The Lakers.
Hold on,
Everybody.
hold on,
Can I-
hold on. And
can I
not only
answer
that,
this?
yo, look, we didn't even say the most important part. If it was Ant-Man and LeBron playing together, LeBron will be able to go back to playing his natural position. He can just be running the offense, and Ant-Man can play off of that.
Ooh,
So,
that's
you know what I'm saying? So do you gonna have LeBron
That's a
just
good
running?
point. See, that's
You
a
gonna
great
LeBron running
point.
the offense.
That's an actual
But he
point.
like when I bring
my
up
point was a
LeBron.
great point too. Fucking talk
No,
about
it's not a
basketball.
good point. Can I answer his question now?
He just like that more because I said something about LeBron.
No, I don't. I think that's an actual basketball.
I'm just
That's a
talking
great
about
point because
basketball.
Anthony Edwards
You
can
guys
play off
think if
ball.
the
But that's what I'm
Dalton
saying,
connects
Mr.
great,
No,
Waters.
Luka
Like,
can't play off ball. Anthony
Williams,
Edwards
that's
can't
true
play
though.
off
Like
ball.
if he don't,
So LeBron can
and
give him the
man,
ball more.
everybody's gonna be. They don't understand they don't understand the offensive system. How you
That's
think
that was a completely good point. That was a great point.
Bro, don't watch basketball.
I do watch basketball. Mr. Waters, Mr. Waters.
You don't understand
I am
that,
not.
like-
No, can I answer his question, bro? Or his point? I'm not saying Luka's a good defender. I'm not saying none of that. I'm not saying Anthony
Bro,
Edwards.
that's my second point. Talk
No,
about my
okay,
first
I'm gonna
point.
answer all
Right.
your questions. Relax. I let you speak, bro. Can I speak?
Yeah,
I let
bro.
you speak for
First
4
point.
minutes.
Then talk about my second.
I let you speak the entire time. First of all, the
Can't.
Timberwolves, when they played, you talked about how they were able to get into rhythm, and that is true. But if you're saying that they wouldn't play better if they had wide open shots, first of all, you're out of your mind. Second of all, they shot
Everybody can't
they
play
shot
like that.
at such an efficient way from three. That's partly because of how the Lakers play defense and partly of how skilled they are. If you're telling me you have to worry about Luka Doncic having to create for players that can shoot that well,
But
and
it
that wouldn't
takes
be a
them out of
problem,
rhythm.
how would it take them out?
Because
what's
if you're standing there wide open, I might not get the ball.
You might not. You might not. You're right.
Doing things as a basketball player. If I'm standing there wide open for 4 straight possessions and you ain't kicking
Okay, well,
to
first
me,
of all, no.
then
Luka,
all of a
if
sudden,
you're wide
you
open,
kick
Luka
it
will
to
give
me,
you the
I'm
ball.
like, damn.
If you watch basketball, Luka passes to the wide open
No,
man.
bro.
So
You're not
after
hearing.
a
You're not
while-
hearing what he's saying,
Hold
bro.
on, wait.
I hear what
are y'all saying that Ant and the way their offense is structured, they get their teammates
No,
involved more?
We're saying if we swap Luka and Ant in the Lakers series, who wins? Wolves or Lakers?
Oh,
The
absolutely,
Wolves.
Lakers.
Thank
Hold
you,
on,
thank you,
hold on,
MKP.
hold on, hold on,
Thank
hold
you,
on, hold on.
MKP.
It ain't
Hold
the
on,
Lakers.
hold on, bro.
and
Hold
I'm-
on, hold on. Hold on, bro. Because y'all not hearing what Mr. Waters is saying. Bro.
I'm honestly,
Listen,
I don't care. 'Cause what he
listen.
said was
When Luke
bullshit.
is running the offense, he can create a shot for you, right? But he can only pass it. He only gonna pass it to one player like per
Players.
every play, every possession. Ant-Man, they gonna be moving the ball. Everybody touch the ball, bro. So
That's
everybody's in rhythm.
Yeah, because
every
Anthony-
single
okay,
play
bro,
down. So when
okay.
so they always get a chance to
Okay, but if you heard Mr. Waters said,
dribble,
he
size
said that
somebody
they would be
up.
wide
Hold
open
on.
and they're not getting the ball.
No, hold on,
That's
hold
not
on. So
true.
that's better. I'm saying so that's better. Like him. Like we're not saying that Ant-Man is just creating every shot. We saying that like having him on the court is better for everybody, and that's why they was hitting all them threes. Like we don't know what they would have did with Luka.
I'm
Because
about to say most of the
you know
time
how
they get double.
that's a nightmare to have Luka and Julius Randle taking turns dribbling at the top of the key.
I think it's like the Timberwolves. It's not so black and white because the Timberwolves are more defensively sound. Like the reason like the Lakers did so bad is because they lost Anthony Davis, and that was like their only defensive anchor. And like Jackson Hayes isn't defending nobody. And that's why I think Luka
Thank you,
they
Noah.
got so far with the Mavs because the Mavs were built around that hole in the defense.
Exactly.
Luka wasn't good at defense. So it's just like you can't sit here and be like, oh well, if they switches, I mean, it's just because the Timberwolves are more defensively sound. It ain't really the players necessarily.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Remember,
Because
bro,
if you look at Luka's career,
If this the thing,
everybody can defend. How do you think Luka them lost? Think about them L's they took last year.
how do you think they went far with
no, but
Dallas?
this the thing. This the thing. He went far on Dallas because of Kyrie, but this the thing.
What's Kyrie doing? What's Kyrie doing in the finals?
Hold
What's
on,
Kyrie doing in the finals?
hold on.
Oh,
Hold on. We're not talking about the finals. We're talking about going to the
yeah, because you know better, buddy. You know better.
No, hold on, bro.
Hold on.
Average 14 in the finals was a stinker.
Hold on. He averaged 19. Get your shit right.
But
Oh
if
yeah,
you
what?
saying
40
Exactly. So hold on.
Horrible
And guess
efficiency.
what? And guess what? That's still more than LeBron in 2011.
Hey, bro, we ain't this one.
Okay, I'm not a
So
LeBron fan.
hold on. But this is my
LeBron
point.
got Kyrie his only ring. What are you trying to say?
Well, hold on, but hold on, bro. No, Kyrie got LeBron.
You saying hold on? Just say what you got to say.
Kyrie got LeBron his only ring in
Who
Cleveland.
won Finals MVP that year? I'm pretty sure it was LeBron.
Time
You're
out.
not, bro.
Time out. But listen, this is the thing, bro.
Okay, who's
Hold
Anthony
on.
Edwards better than right
Hold
now?
on. Daniel Gafford, bro. This man is a role player center, just like Jackson Hayes.
Nah, he's way better than Jackson Hayes.
No.
I
I'm not
wouldn't say
saying he's
way
not
better.
better. I'm saying y'all making it seem
He's a
like
little
the
bit
big
better.
men. Like yes, the
Yes,
Mavs
that
had big
matters.
men.
Not having a center.
But at the
Oh, it
same
100%
time,
matters. It 100% matters.
those big men on the Mavs are literally role players, though.
Okay,
like
but why do you
you're
think they
saying
look
So
Jackson
when
different? Why do
you,
you think they look
so
different?
he's no different than a Jackson Hayes.
It's completely different from the
Okay.
Jackson.
Now
It's
look,
completely different.
it's on y'all to tell him to get in the weight room.
Okay,
tell
first
him to
of
be
all, it's
disciplined, tell him to
completely
play
it's
defense.
completely
That's on
different.
y'all though. That's on
But that's different
LeBron.
players,
That's on
skill
LeBron's
set.
leadership.
We're not
That's not-
arguing
Hold on,
about what
bro.
should have been done with Jackson Hayes. They had
That's
no
on
center. They
LeBron's
didn't play him. They had
leadership.
no center. That's a fact.
Listen,
That's not a fact. It's
It
Jackson.
is a fact.
no,
They
but
had
hold
no
on,
center.
bro.
bro.
Listen.
Not a
Right,
fact.
and
It
Derek
is a fact.
Lively was
Mr.
a
Waters,
rookie,
you
bro.
stupid as fuck, bro.
Hold
Dead
on,
ass.
How
hold on.
Jackson Hayes is not a center. Yes, a fucking no.
Right,
They had a center, nigga.
they had a center and they had Dwight Howard.
Dwight.
What are you
Bro, Dwight
talking about?
Howard locked
What?
him out. Nah,
I'm saying LeBron is a hold on. LeBron cut Dwight Howard,
What? That was like 2 years ago. What are you
so
talking
that's his fault.
Bro, Dwight Howard was like the best. center
He's
in the
could.
real.
No one else has signed
What
Dwight
are you
Howard.
talking about?
That's his fault though.
But no, bro was really dumb though, because it's like what I'm trying to say is Jackson Hayes. You can say whatever you want to say about Jackson Hayes. Rudy Gobert didn't drop a career night. Didn't have a career night on that nigga. We had no.
I'm about to say
as
game
a basketball
two.
player, as a coach or whatever. If one player is continually getting fucked up and it's a problem,
I agreed with you. He should have played him, but he didn't play him.
You're not
So if
listening.
he ain't playing with Luka
Was
and LeBron, he
unplayable.
doesn't get to play with Anthony Edwards.
You're not
That's the-
listening,
that's the
bro.
fair- that's the
First of
conversation
all,
we're having.
it would be more dynamic. He probably would play more with Ant-Man because they both dunkers. But this is the thing though. First of all,
That'd be
bro.
more dynamic with
Hold on, bro.
Ant-Man
Listen,
than
listen, listen.
What?
Hold on. If you have,
What are you
if you have
talking
a
about?
Jackson
Oh my
Hayes,
God.
bro, I just don't
Oh my
understand.
God.
Bro. I just don't
Oh my
understand.
God.
I just don't
Jackson Hayes
understand.
is
Hold
better
on,
with Anthony
hold on,
Edwards than
bro.
with Luka Doncic.
Hold on, bro. Hold on, time out.
Bro, you just
I just
talking
don't.
about
Are you
I just don't
insane?
understand. Why can't you give Jackson Hayes no minutes?
I don't know.
He's
Talk
No,
to
not
me.
that's what I was going to say.
good.
I was going
What
to
do you
say
mean?
they
He's
didn't
not
even
I
really
mean,
good.
if
play
you
him.
watch
He's
the
a
game,
guy
you'd
to
know
be
why.
on the
But clearly, you don't
roster.
watch
The
that
difference,
game.
Hold on.
the
It's
difference that no
simple.
one's bringing up with the Mavericks, they had Gafford and Lively. With the Lakers, they only had Hayes, and he really didn't play. They had fucking Rui had the 5, so they they just just
Thank
kept
you.
switching to get
Thank you.
minutes.
You gotta
Damn.
They
remember though,
just
they
kept
had Max
switching to get the
Kleber.
matchup on
He was
Luca,
on
and
the
they just
bench
kept
for a
putting Luka.
reason.
No,
You
that's
Cleveland.
got
facts.
Jaden McDaniels
Cleveland
going
came
at
back
Luca,
for game
Nas Reed going
5.
at Luca.
Who?
You got everybody going at Luca
The reason
downhill
why
to
they
get
was
whatever
on the
shot they
Hey,
bench
want.
and
because
No, that's
of
facts.
chosen,
That's
chosen,
facts.
and chosen. I agree. Luka's terrible at defense, but when you put him on a team like last year's Mavs with a good defense, it's not that big of a deal.
No, but this is the
that
thing
team
Yeah,
was
though.
because you got
specifically
two
built
centers. You got two
around him,
centers
though.
who can
He's
hide.
talking about hurt you
But
with
I'm
that.
saying,
They're
hold on,
always
hold on.
bad.
All right, hold on. So not Luke.
You
Let me
give him
ask you
Nas
this.
Reed and Rudy Gobert, he wouldn't be as bad
So hold
defensively.
on.
It was a
So hold on. So let me
mid-season
ask you this:
trade.
what's the
Like,
ideal center you want for LeBron and Luka?
For
Somebody can
LeBron and
shoot
I
Luka,
think
threes.
I think they need to sign. They need a they
that's
need
hard.
another
I don't want
another
LeBron on the
like they need to
Lakers right
sign
now, so that's
Gafford.
a hard
They need
question.
to sign Gafford. They
So
need
I
to sign
think, I
Gafford.
think,
They
I
need to
think
develop
Gafford.
his
I think
players.
I think Jackson
He a
Claxton would be
Hayes.
rebounder,
good.
defensive
Jackson
player.
Hayes is a
Ain't
young.
nobody gonna be nice.
Jackson
I
Hayes is
think
like a young
Claxton would be
Gafford.
good.
But they didn't play him though, Crunch. They didn't play him. JJ
That's what
Redick
I'm
didn't play
saying.
him.
Like, it's a different
He didn't
argument.
Hold
even
on,
play
bro.
him.
I'm
I
saying
agree
so.
he should have
LeBron.
played, but
Hold
he
on,
didn't
bro.
play.
That's so. So we got fired JJ Redick.
Okay.
Nah.
No.
Okay.
I would.
he's better than
Hayes,
Darvin
bro.
Ham,
I'll
bro.
give him.
Hayes was not good when he
I
played.
don't know if you watched every game, Crunch, but when Hayes went
I'll
in,
give him
he
one more
literally
try.
had 3 fouls in like 40 seconds, and then had
Exactly.
like a flagrant,
Exactly. He
and he
was
got
foul.
scored
He
on
was
like in
getting
each
Oh,
five
this is
possession.
what I was
fouls in
about to
9
He
say
was
though.
minutes.
he
Hold
was
on. I was also
unplayable,
about to say
bro.
this. But for this season though, people was low key clowning Rudy Gobert for his bad defense.
They really was. Hey, they vote him most overrated or some shit?
Rudy
Yeah,
Gobert
they
has
say he's
bad
a
like
bad defender.
isolation defense against scorers, but for what he does when he's supposed to do, he's great at
I
defense.
No. I'm
He's in the
saying
post
I'm
like
Jackson
not.
getting
Hayes. I'm
rebounds.
saying
Like,
I'm
Jackson
not one
Hayes
of the
is more
ones that's gonna
athletic
hate
than
on Rudy
Rudy
because
though.
he can't
Well, okay,
guard.
well,
So
Rudy's
even though he
stronger
had
and
3
bigger,
fouls that
so
one time, you didn't have to bench him for the
well,
whole
they
rest of
tried
the
putting him
series.
back in, and he fouled again and got scored on 3 times.
I'm saying, bro,
Man,
you're
You
not
watch the
hearing me.
games?
Hold on,
Cleveland
time
wasn't
out,
But
time
playing.
out. I'm
you
not
already
saying
you
he
bring
Cleveland was
up.
not
didn't.
good.
I'm not saying
I
he
think
didn't. But guess
But
what?
if you look
Well,
for
hold on, hold
example,
He
if
on.
you
had
look at the
24
games
and
though,
So hold on.
21
So
and
let
a
me ask you
block
this
on his
then, bro.
head.
How many times Luka get scored on?
a
A
lot.
He got
lot.
like
Luka played
6
bad
blowbys,
defense,
Right,
bro.
bro.
Luka's
and
not
they
the
had to keep
center.
him in.
Okay, but what are you talking about? I'm not
So they
arguing about
could have
Luka's
kept Jackson
defense. Why are
Hayes
you
in
changing the goalpost?
because
Does Jackson Hayes?
I'm
Hold
saying you
on.
telling me
Hold
that
on. Wait.
he got
Does
benched because he
Jackson
got scored
Hayes
on.
has the
I'm saying that he
offensive shit that
for
sent
him
him
to
out
be our
though?
center. I'm not talking about his
You're
offensive
going on
capabilities.
Okay,
Jackson
I'm
he's
talking about
gonna
his
get
Hayes.
scored
defense.
on, bro.
His defense, bro.
But
Are
you
you
going on
stupid?
Jackson Hayes
He's
about
gonna
his
get scored
and what
on.
happened
Like,
to
what the hell are
him.
He
you
was
talking
getting
Talk
scored
about?
on
about
every
Rui.
single time as our
No,
defensive
time
Talk
out.
center.
They
about
wasn't gonna
Rui
do that
though.
every
Sorry to
time.
break it to you.
He
This is
was
the best player. This is
It's
the
bad
best coach in
coaching,
the
bro.
league.
This kind of what
crunch,
it
Yeah, I was
is.
crunch,
gonna say
crunch,
yeah.
crunch,
That's
JJ
not
crunch,
bad
JJ
Time
crunch,
out.
coaching.
Time
you
out.
You talking
crunch,
about
It's
crunch,
Jackson
terrible
crunch,
I think he
crunch.
coaching.
Hayes.
became
I'm done
Rui
with
he
I'm
became
done.
a
Hachimura got
hypocrite.
dominated
He
out
just
there.
became a
Crunch,
hypocrite, bro.
crunch.
He
All right,
didn't
what
know
you gonna
that
do
he
when
didn't
you
make
get
Noah
Daniel
Jackson.
Gafford and he get worked in the post every game?
It's okay. Crunch. Change the subject. Change the subject.
Hold on, time out.
Who's Anthony Edwards better than?
He better than everybody.
Yeah,
he ain't
okay.
better
For
than
real.
Brunson, bro.
He's
You
not better
crazy.
than Shea. Not better than Jokic.
Okay,
He's
hold
not
on,
better
hold
than
on.
Brunson
Brunson.
do.
So
He's
hold
not
on,
better.
we
He's
can
not
see.
better than
Hold on,
Luka.
hold on, bro. Hold on.
He better than Bronson.
Nah,
He's
Yes,
he
not
yes,
better
he
than
is.
Brunson.
Well,
he
yes, he's
Is
better
actually
than
he?
he
Brunson.
actually closed.
That's
He
debatable.
actually
I say
closed.
that's
Close, bro. I
debatable.
don't care what
You can,
anybody
if
says
you make
about
a
that.
good
Yo,
argument for it, I
In the
Nah,
playoffs, is he?
I'll give you
Man, y'all
Brunson. He's
tripping
better than
out, bro.
Brunson. He's better than
I'm gonna
Brunson.
tell you the reason. I'm
Brunson.
gonna tell you the reason why the ad got better, right? Because those games last year when Nas Reed or Jay McDaniels would give them a game, he would still try to shoot himself in the game. He's not shooting himself into the game. He's just literally playing basketball the correct way and just using his gravity with him being on the court. He's not trying to shoot him like he'll stay with 14 points. I just watched him do it, and he did it against the Lakers too. He didn't force it.
No, Ants had
Hey, he not really forcing it. He don't really force
He's
it.
not
Ants had some
forcing it. He don't got.
stinkers, bro.
He don't
Ants
have.
had some
He could have
stinkers
easily
this
scored
playoffs.
20 points, bro. He's not looking to do that. He's looking
He's
to
had
win.
some stinkers.
I don't think he's gonna do
I mean, the
that.
man went 0 for
Y'all
11
gotta-
from
y'all
3.
gotta
He's had some
chill
When I
out.
say he's
stinkers.
better
So
than
if you're gonna
everybody,
say
I
he's just
mean,
not shooting his intro.
I mean,
Look
he's
at
Can
Keno in the
top
chat. Look
three.
at Keno in the chat.
Can
Look at
somebody
Keno in
Hey,
the
tell
look,
chat.
me
hey, look. When I
which
say
good
he better than
defender
everybody,
that
I mean he
and
like
his
top
face so
three.
far?
Tripping on that man.
Nah.
He's
Can
up there.
somebody
He just
give me a
eliminated
good
Medina and
perimeter
LeBron.
defender that and his play so far?
A good perimeter defender that he played
and his
against.
play so far.
So first of all, he played against LeBron James.
LeBron
40
didn't
years old.
guard.
40
LeBron
years old.
James at
40 years
40
old.
is not a
40 years
LeBron
old.
good
didn't guard.
40 with no
perimeter
center.
defender
Time out,
to
time
give
out.
me
Hold
a
on,
good
hold on,
perimeter
hold
defender
on, hold on,
40
hold
and
on,
no
hold on,
center.
hold on, hold on.
40 and no center.
Hold on, yo,
LeBron
listen,
didn't guard.
listen,
Kaminga, Gap.
listen, yo, listen. I want y'all to correct me if I'm wrong, right? So right or wrong, JJ Redick said LeBron James is playing at an all defensive level this year, right or wrong.
And you can. It's the same thing with Draymond Green. You can say Draymond Green is playing at an all defensive level, but was on Draymond Green on the entire series? No. What the fuck
No,
does that
hold on,
have to
time
do?
out. You told me
I'm
to
asking you
you told me to name a
who
good
is an
perimeter
all
defender.
defensive guy
You told me to
that
name a
has
good
been on
perimeter
and
defender
the
that he
entire
played.
series? Nobody.
You told me to
And
How
when
many
name
in
a
his
how many
time
all
out,
prime,
time
defensive
out,
how
bro.
many
Hold
all
on.
Jimmy
defensive
Butler
players are in the
for?
You
playoffs?
told me to name a
How
good.
many all defensive players are in the playoffs?
You told me to name a good good perimeter
No,
defender
no,
that
no,
he
no, no,
played.
no, no. Don't let him. That's just a dumb. How many all defensive players in the playoffs, bro?
how many all
And
defensive players are in the playoffs?
and
There was a lot of
yes,
great perimeter defenders in the
Quite a
playoffs
few.
name
that
them. Name
he
them.
didn't play.
At the
You got
guard.
you got
That he
That's
Shaq
in
didn't
the
play.
West. That's in
in
the.
the West.
Name them. Name them.
Okay.
Jalen
Well,
Williams, Lou Dort probably gonna be both of them gonna be all
He
defense.
should match him with them next
The
round,
guy
right?
I
from
want to
Rock,
say,
Gordon.
man, I
I'm
can't say
there.
Jaden
And
McDaniels because he's on
Did he
the
did he match up with these guys? No.
no. But
that's what
that's
he said.
exactly
You
my
helping his
point.
You
argument.
just
You
asked
can't
us to
sit
name
here,
them.
okay,
You
right?
helping his
You
argument.
can't
That's what he
sit
said.
here
Just
Just
and
said
asked
how
us
can
to
he
name them.
how can
I
he
just
play
gave
against
you
these
one.
guys if he never met if he did if that's not the
he.
way
Yeah,
that
you
I'm
just
not
said you
saying
asked us
that
to
he has
name
to
them.
play, but I'm
He already
asking
said
you
that. He
Hold
said
who.
on.
one
What
Bro, you don't
defensive
even need to be
guard
an
you
all
think played
defensive
against the
guy.
So I'm
playoffs?
saying
You don't
what
even
is
need
the
to be
point
an
of
all
bringing that up?
defensive
What?
guy.
I'm
Hold
I'm
on.
saying what is
asking
that point
you
of
Answer
bringing that
my
up?
which
question.
good
because he
perimeter
hasn't played
defender
a good
has he
defensive
played
So if you're
against?
saying
guard.
what good defenders did he play against? He played against
Deshae.
Gary Payton
What
Jr. He
good
played against
defender did
Kaminga.
Deshae to play against?
He played against
Against
Vanderbilt.
who?
He
Kaminga,
Could
played against
they
you
Rui.
just throwing
He
names
played
out
against
there
And
now,
you know
bro.
what's
could
funny?
what are you
they
talking?
Do you
You just
want
throwing
Vanderbilt not
names
known
do you
for
out
want me to
defense.
tell you the
On
percentage
defense.
guard
bro.
That
what he shot
Hey
same
when he was
dude
on
from
Crunch.
Command?
Alabama played
He
Hey
against the
said
Crunch.
playoffs.
Do it
Hey
Kaminga.
off the
Crunch.
wall.
Hey
Hey
Crunch.
bro, hey bro,
Hey
stop
Crunch.
stop
You hear
getting
this shit?
loud.
Hey
Stop
Not
Crunch.
getting
You hear
showing
loud.
this
you
Let me
shit?
tell
laughing
you.
at
Let
you.
me
Just
All
ask you a
You
showing
said
question.
defensive
Do
what?
you
guards
want
Hey
me
played
to
Crunch. You
tell
hear
you
this
against the
shit?
the
playoffs.
Hey
percentage
Crunch.
that he
Hey Crunch.
shot
I
when
just asked
Kaminga was
him
on
Yeah,
him?
defensive.
go
Name
to
the
Daddy
defensive
Crunch.
guys.
Daddy Crunch gonna save you, buddy.
Do you
What?
want
Ain't no
me to
defensive.
tell
You got,
you
Yo,
the
could they
percentages he shot when
bro.
he
They
was on
already
Kaminga?
talked. They
I
not
It
know
don't
want to
this
matter.
guy.
Knicks
know.
winning
I
it
Can
want
I
to
all
they
answer?
anyway.
know.
just
Can I
played
tell
Gary
you
Hey,
the
Payton
so
Jr.
what?
percentage?
and Kuminga and Jimmy
Come on, bro.
Butler.
I want to
So
Can I?
bro,
know.
that's what I'm saying. They not
No,
known
no,
for
no.
defense. You
GP.
dumbass
Okay,
fuck.
right.
What the fuck up,
Y'all are so
Hey,
dumbass?
lower your
hilarious
voice,
with
buddy.
that
Lower
shit
your
when it
tone,
comes
Yo,
to that
bitch.
dumb
shit.
as shit.
GP2
Lower
is
your
30
voice.
plus. He's been
I'm not
sick for
lowering
so
shit.
long.
You niggas
He is
dumb just
a
up here
defensive
lying.
You dumb
wide
as
Nigga,
fuck. You
cook
don't
receiver.
know
your dumb
basketball.
ass.
Two.
You don't know shit.
You
Whenever
don't
he
know
was on,
shit. You literally just
Ant
said
shot
Gary Payton Jr.
23%
is not
from the
known for
field
defense.
when
Shut
Kaminga
the
Gary
was on
fuck
Payton
him.
up.
Jr. When did I bring up Gary? He's Gary Payton in the second,
Shut
first of all. I
up.
didn't
Wait,
even
But
bring
hold
him
on,
I
in
hold
want
the
to
on,
second.
hold
know
Shut
on,
who
hold
the
up.
on,
fifth.
hold on.
Ant shot 23% from the field when
Gary
Kaminga
Payton's
was
the
on him.
second.
Hold on, bro. Hold on,
Come
hold on,
on,
hold on,
bro.
hold on. He just told you how they play the Warriors, bro. The Warriors got all type of defenders.
And I'm telling you, when Kaminga was on him, Ant shot 23% from the field.
Time out.
He
So hold
beat
on.
a
So
compromised
hold on. Is Jimmy
GP2.
Answer the
Butler?
question though.
Is
Don't
Jimmy
matter.
Butler
They
not a
still
good
won.
defender?
He said what
GP2,
defensive
They had
guard
no
he played
really?
Curry.
against.
They
Answer
had
the
no
question.
Is
Curry. Are
Jimmy
you
Butler a
serious?
elite perimeter defender to you at
Yes.
age
Yes.
35?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I guess
Yes.
I
Jimmy
mean,
Butler is an elite
playoff
perimeter
Jimmy, bro.
defender. You can
Playoff
have it.
Jimmy, bro.
You can
Yes,
have it,
bro.
bro.
Come on,
I
man.
guess injured Jimmy Butler is
Name,
elite
name the
perimeter
Hey,
top.
hey,
defender.
hey.
Jimmy
How
Go
about
Butler's
ahead,
so
this?
man.
bad.
Hold
Come
on.
on,
I
You
he's
got
can
another name
have
for
right
it,
you.
now.
bro.
Hey,
You
look.
can have it, bro.
Hold on.
Give
I
me
got another
top
name
10
for you.
defensive guards in the NBA right now. Top 10.
Hey, bro. No,
I don't
I'm
know.
like
Some of them are not in the
all told
playoffs.
aside. I completely get what you're saying, though, right? But you can't say you're moving the goalposts now. Now you're saying he played 23%. You just say he didn't play against no defenders.
Right.
Now you
Exactly.
like
I'm
what do you?
saying he hasn't played against no
So
elite
I'm just saying,
perimeter
stop moving
defender.
the
When
goalposts.
you think
If
about
you want to
elite
break,
perimeter
Why
listen,
you
defenders
listen,
giving
this
me,
bro,
season,
listen to what
who
I'm
has
saying.
he played
Listen to what I'm
against?
saying. Listen to what I'm saying, bro. If your point is that if when he sees the real defense, that he's shooting bad, say that.
No,
But
no, no.
don't say
I
he didn't
didn't
play
say
no
all that. I
defenders.
He's saying
said
the Thunder gonna
when he
clamp his
sees
ass up.
a good perimeter defender, Ant is not as effective. You
That is
can't tell
not
me he's
true.
He's
better
not
than
lying.
Jalen
And,
Brown.
Not
hey,
true,
look,
bro.
When he
Not
hasn't
lying.
played
we'll,
He's
Derrick
not
see.
lying
White,
though.
We'll
Drew
see.
Hey,
Holiday,
We'll
listen,
see
cause I got
next
another
round.
Jalen
game.
Brown.
Hey, look, he just played against.
We'll see next
First of
round.
all, first
We
of
already,
all,
they already
first
completed.
of all,
We
listen,
already ready
listen,
to
listen,
play.
listen, 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 listen. He just played against Draymond, Jimmy Butler, and
Jordan
Kuminga.
was off yesterday, right?
And I'm
Secondly, I
telling
got
you,
to hold on,
whenever Kuminga was
hold
on
on,
him, he shot
hold on, bro, hold on,
23% from the field.
hold on, bro. I got another name for you,
Okay, go ahead.
Jared Vanderbilt.
Man, that
What
nigga
the
trash.
fuck?
There's a reason why he
I
ain't.
already
Hey,
did.
come on, man.
Horrible.
Everybody can't be
Man,
trash
spare
now,
me.
yo.
Oh my
That don't
God,
even make
Spare
Jared
me. It's the
Vanderbilt, the
same
defender,
shit
bro. He
with
that
the
don't
defends
even
so
make
Jackson
poorly.
sense
Hayes
now.
Vanderbilt
bullshit.
didn't even
There's a
play more
reason
than
why he
9
couldn't touch the
minutes.
court.
Hey,
Them dude,
YBJ,
everybody
can you
can't be
tell
trash
me
now.
what players in the league are better than Anthony Edwards?
What players in the league are better than? And I think Luka's better than him. I think Brunson is better than him. I
Thank
think
you.
Jokic is better than him. I
Hmm.
think Tatum is
Shea.
better than him,
Mhm.
and I guess you could. There, everybody else is kind of debatable.
Okay, so let me ask you
Giannis,
this.
I think
So
Giannis is
everybody
better
that
I
you
don't think he's
named,
better than
Nah,
Giannis,
nah,
Jokic,
hold
and
on. So
Luka.
everybody that you named, right?
You can argue anyone else, but
So hold
Giannis,
on.
Jokic, and Luka, I
So
think are
Jalen
way all
Brunson.
three better.
Giannis
So
dropped
everybody that you
51 in
named,
the
can you
finals,
tell me
bro.
the defenders that Jalen Brunson played against?
Okay, then that's easy.
Drew Holiday.
So we could start with that Pistons team, right? He had to
Yeah,
play
that's a
against.
great
Pistons was
team.
nice,
Then
bro.
Tatum
let's start with
Cunningham,
let's
Amen
go through the
Thompson.
niggas that they had to. We could start with the
Hey, I would
Pistons
say
team.
Asura Thompson
Amen
is the.
Thompson
I would say Asura
and
Thompson
Dennis
is the.
Schroeder are
Hey,
good,
hold on. I would
amazing
say Asura
perimeter
Thompson.
defenders. Then
I
we
would
could
say
start
Asura
with
Thompson
the
is the best one.
Celtics.
Hold on.
Tatum is a
Hold
good
on.
perimeter defender.
Hold on,
Drew
real
Holiday
quick.
is a good perimeter
I
defender.
would say
Jalen
Asura
Brown is a
Thompson
good
is.
perimeter defender.
Hold on.
Derek White is a good perimeter
Hold
defender.
on.
All
Hold
those
on.
guys
Cook him,
played
cook him,
against him.
cook him.
What
Hold
are you
on. Hold
talking
on.
about?
Hold on.
And has never played against anybody of that
Bro, hold
caliber.
on
And
one
when he
second.
did, he
Man,
got fried.
Bro, hold on.
That's bro. You
He
just
said,
talking
One
"Ain't never
second,
played
bro.
against
Hold on. I'm
anybody."
trying to tell you something.
And YBG, among
Wait,
all
hold
that,
on, bro.
Go
YBG.
ahead.
You say because I think Asura Thompson the best one, right?
Sure.
But you said Dennis Schroeder on the Pistons.
Yeah.
Cause we're gonna go name for name. So we got Dennis. Let's go name for name. You said
Okay.
Asura Thompson. I got Draymond Green,
Okay. I got Dennis Schroeder,
Jimmy Butler,
Derek White,
Gary Payton the second,
Drew Holiday,
Drew Holiday. Then we can go Jared Vanderbilt.
Cade.
Jalen Brown.
Said Jalen Brown,
Yeah.
LeBron James.
It's looking bad on the West
By the
side.
way, all the guys that you're mentioning, not even half of perimeter
What do
defenders.
you know? I'm
as
cooking
they
you.
are,
I'm
as
cooking
they
you
are
right
of
now.
something. But sure,
Hold on,
I'll
time
go on
out.
Tatum.
Hold on. I'm
I'll
cooking
go
you
on
right now,
Tatum.
though. I'm cooking you right now, though.
And I'm telling you, okay,
Not
right?
really.
The Warriors, I'm gonna be honest.
He is, to be honest.
GP2 in the last 2 years because of his injuries and him fucking porn stars, he doesn't look the same, right? So he will go out there and try, but he'll still get cooked. So I'll give
We
you
can say the
GP2.
same thing about Drew Holiday.
But when Kuminga was on the court, bro, he held Ant to 23% from the field goal shooting. He did not shoot good.
You keep on talking about
Okay,
Kuminga.
that's
What
a
about
decent
everybody else,
perimeter guy.
though?
That's
I
not
didn't
even
even
an
name
elite perimeter
Kuminga.
guy.
But they're
A
still winning
decent
games.
perimeter
And then
guy.
last year, when you talk about last year when he played
No,
against
I'm talking
them.
about this year in the
Okay,
playoffs.
cool. So this year, all right, fine.
Let me say one
That's
thing.
fine.
Let me
I'm
get
just
his
saying,
game
I didn't even
against
name.
him.
I didn't even name
Let
Kuminga
me
though.
say one thing real quick, so I can let him know that he just talking bullshit. He talking about some Dennis Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder don't have not one defensive accolade in the fucking NBA.
Buddy was turning
No
up
one
in the
does.
playoffs.
I want to
What
ask.
accolades make you a
Buddy
defender
was
now?
turning the
man.
So
fuck
then,
up.
You gonna
so
call
you're
him a
telling
weak
me,
defender?
And then if he play OKC,
all
he
right,
can
bro.
play against Lou Dort.
All right,
Bro,
bro.
he just talking. He just naming
Bro,
names.
All right,
bro,
bro.
act like the
I
Eagles
guess
are so
Naming
Dennis Schroeder
names,
is
Buddy
not
was
known
turning
as
up
a
with the
defensive
stats.
gritty guard.
But hold on, bro.
I guess
Dennis
Dennis
Schroeder.
Schroeder is not
It's
known
the
as a
fact
defensive
that
gritty
hold on.
guard.
It's the fact that you gonna say his name, but then you gonna downplay the name we said.
Yeah. When these niggas
Again,
got defensive awards.
you have to
Exactly.
put
That's what I'm
context
saying.
into
God,
every
Dennis,
right?
Dennis low key
By the
right.
way, if
If
Steph Curry played in the
let me
series
give
right now,
let me
Anthony
let me
Edwards would be at
let me
home.
give you an example. You can't just say he beat LeBron, right? If you told me he beat 2013 LeBron, where he was
What do
at
you
his
mean?
peak
He beat a LeBron
defensively,
average
I
21
fucking
points
believe
in
it.
the
Even if you
regular
told me
season.
he beat
Can I
2018
just say this
LeBron
though?
Bringing
or
up
2020
23%
LeBron, when he
Hold
was
on.
at
This
his
is
peak
LeBron was
this is a
top
defensively,
great
I
five in
will
debate.
give
MVP
it to you.
Yo,
voting
this is a
this
But
great
when
year.
debate.
LeBron was actually
Hey,
It
but
don't gotta
everybody
be no
YB,
that
one.
hey,
It's
Lakers
not, bro.
defense
guess what
that
though?
nobody could guard.
Guess what though, YPG? We see them defenders you talking about next round, and we get to come back on live,
Oh yeah, because
and we
Curry's
get to
injured,
we
buddy.
really get
Because
to
Curry's
recap
injured.
it.
Because
Okay,
Curry's
We get
injured.
to really recap it.
I'm thinking
Last
that
We
year,
go
the
we can
Lakers
go
was the
we can
third
let
go
me
off
tell
the
you right
retro
now.
what
I'm
ifs,
thinking that
all this
OKC
what
is
ifs.
gonna advance.
They
I
play
want you to
next
show
week.
me what Ant
They
looks
play
like
next
against
week
Lou
or
Dort
next
in the
Friday
league
or
right
this
now.
weekend.
Hey,
the
facts.
Bulls was the
None of
We
sixth.
this
finna
is enough
Look,
see.
until you win the
We
ship.
finna
Talking
hey
about
Crutch,
he
I'm
beat an
gonna
old
join this
LeBron.
live every
LeBron was
day.
on the
I'm
Because you got
trying
no
this
live,
show.
Chosen. You got no
Yo,
live, Chosen. You don't
hold
got a
on.
life.
come on.
You don't got a
You said
life.
what?
He
Curry's
beat a
not
don't
got
got
LeBron
a
that
no
was
life.
life.
the
Listen to
It's
your
third.
hard.
voice. Your
Okay,
voice crack. I can
right.
see your life right here.
No, but YBG,
Nigga,
bro.
shut your lame ass up,
Bring it
man.
up.
You
I
don't
ain't gonna
lie.
lie,
You on the
bro.
panel. I hate when niggas try
Bro,
to
I ain't
act
gonna lie,
like
bro.
they
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, gang. I really talk basketball. I really love basketball. basketball, bro. Don't get it twisted, bro. I really don't give a fuck, gang. Like,
All right, well, you
chill,
know
bro.
nothing about
All right,
basketball,
I
so maybe we
mean,
should like go back
okay,
to
I don't
You
know.
don't know nothing about basketball. You don't know
You
shit.
on the panel
I'm
and
telling
you
you right now,
negate
you don't know
the
shit
whole
about
panel. Now you trying to talk
How many
crazy.
shit?
You don't know.
Listen,
You don't know.
hold
You
crunch,
don't
hold
know. You don't
crunch,
know a lick
hold
about
crunch.
basketball,
Let
bro.
me just break it down, because I'm gonna just use English. I literally just said YPG. We're literally going to be able to prove and see who's correct soon. They play in the playoffs. They play
That's
this weekend or
fine.
next week. That's all I said. So I don't know more about saying that. You're a dick sucker, bro. Stop dick sucking.
And I will
say, listen, the English. And listen to English, and let's continue to have a fruitful conversation, gang. Fruitful basketball conversation. Stop dick sucking and listen to English.
Yeah, lower your voice, buddy. Look at you. You're screaming. You're gonna wake your mother.
Don't know what the fuck he talking about.
If Ant plays,
lower that voice.
Hey, Crunch.
Yeah, go to Crunch, buddy. You're 34 years old.
Yeah.
Bro, you live in your car too. You live in your car too. No way.
Nigga, you said we finna go hoop right now. We at the gym right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
what city you in? What city you in?
Just go to work. Why
These niggas
I gotta stop working.
Where you play? Where you play? What city you playing?
Go to work,
bro. No,
okay.
Julius, I gotta stop working.
Where y'all at?
Come on, man. We in Baltimore.
Man, bro, that don't
right
mean
here.
nothing to me.
Where y'all at?
I'm not trying to.
Yeah.
Come to the gym.
Wood is from Baltimore too.
Come to the gym.
Yeah.
Right here.
What gym is that?
I'm ready to pull up, nigga.
Read the church, nigga.
Oh, that's Rita Church.
Get your ass back in that car. Get back in that car, ugly ass.
Hold on, what time is it?
He's bothering these people in the suburb.
That nigga is so mad.
Drew Hill. Why you ain't at Drew Hill?
Dang, he left.
Why you ain't at Drew? I was gonna say niggas hoop at Drew Hill and shit on Thursday mornings and shit. You going to a church? Like, come on, bro.
Nah, that's a Rexon. That's a Rexon about Leak.
Oh, okay. Oh, you on? You wait.
Nah, but YBG, bro, you keep saying that 23% and that like you locked them down and everything, but they're still winning games. I think that's a good team thing. If you can only shoot,
you're still winning games.
Still winning games.
Also,
understandable. I mean, it's gonna happen. First of all, let me tell you this. Whenever Ant saw Kuminga on him, there was two things that he did. He either called for a screen or he called for the switch because he was trying to get the switch.
Well,
the Warriors
basketball.
That's bad.
I'm not saying that Ant didn't have a good overall series. What I am saying, when you play against that elite defense team like OKC, if OKC wins against them, wins against the Nuggets, you'll see how Ant looks. He won't look the same because OKC is a physical team. They get into passing lanes, and you're trying to switch for a mismatch when all the switching you're gonna do is onto J-Dub, elite wing defender, onto Lou Dort, elite fadeaway defender. You don't want to count J-Dub as an elite wing defender, but I'm telling you, it won't look the same.
Hold on, bro. You're not saying nothing fucking special. That's just like a common thing. Any NBA player going against a team with multiple motherfucking defenders is going to have problems. You're not saying nothing to differentiate the situation. Okay. Again, when you talking about he beat an old LeBron, mind you, the Lakers was the 3rd seed, bro. And LeBron
You're separated by a game and a half,
season
bro.
don't mean jack shit.
What are you talking about?
Hold on.
Let me MVP don't matter then. If
hold on.
No, I didn't say all that. I said regular season.
Wait, YBG. Hold on, let me say something real quick. Let me say this real quick. Minnesota and the Lakers were separated by a game and a half.
Exactly my point.
That third seed, 6 seed, it was a game and a half.
You win 2 more games.
That gives LeBron home court
advantage, and you could have been a 2nd seed.
Hold on. We've seen home court don't mean shit.
That don't mean nothing.
Look at Cleveland.
Cleveland
lost every single home game.
Why you think those games are so important when you still a home game?
Look,
Cleveland away game.
We just saw Cleveland lose every. We just saw Cleveland lose every single home game.
That means you got a higher chance.
Matchups are more important than home court.
We stole a home game.
Bro.
Agreed, bro. Peace and love, y'all. Keep cooking, man. Peace and love, man. Love the conversation, man. I'm out.
Y'all crazy.
All right,
home court advantage. If to the niggas that hoop, to the niggas that know basketball, you feel home court advantage.
I'm gonna be honest, bro.
No one's saying it don't matter, but matchups are way more important.
Exactly my point. The Cavaliers were the number one
their
seed.
home
They
games.
had home. They would have home court the entire playoffs. It didn't matter jack shit because they got
playoffs reveal who the better team
Only
is.
didn't play.
Like, it literally does, bro. That's why they're designed like that.
Okay, you want to talk about
because
Boston?
of the regular season says the Cavs. The regular season says the Cavs are better than the Pacers. Why didn't the Cavs win?
Because of injury.
Injury.
Okay,
that's how
the regular season says the Lakers
injuries
are
and
better
experience,
than, the regular
bro.
season says the Lakers are better than the Timberwolves. Why didn't the Lakers win?
Hold on. Why didn't the Lakers one of the top
Matchup.
teams in the league?
Exactly my point.
And then
No. If you look at the metrics, they were a mid defense. They were a mid defense. They were not a top defense. I don't know where you get that metric from. They were a mid defense at best.
You just contradicted the fuck out yourself. You just said Ant is weak against elite defensive teams, but the Lakers
were a mid defense, my nigga. They are not a good defense. You're telling me a team with Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic at your two guard spot.
They was a good defense.
Lakers were a good defense.
They were a mid defense. They were not a good defense. They were a mid defense.
For 5 games, Luka only gave up 23 points. So I can't even say that they was horrible, bro.
They was a good defense around January, February, around the trade deadline. They were a good defense because of JJ Redick and the schemes he was doing on defense, like the zones he was running, the way he was playing guys. They were good.
I hate 11 defense. And you know what, bro? That's cool and all in the regular season of scheme and this and that, but when niggas ask you to guard up and you can't do it, bro, that's a different story. They were throwing Austin Reeves on and expecting them to do something, bro.
Anthony Edwards is a bucket, bro. What the fuck is you talking about? These niggas
Because Austin Reeves was on him.
These niggas was a top defensive
team.
They played a zone on it. They played a zone.
Hey, you know why they played a zone? You want me to tell you why they played a zone?
Because of Luka.
Because they exactly the defense is
most teams play zone.
They can't guard.
Play zone.
They can't guard.
You think OKC's man to man right now? Fuck no.
Do you know why we play a zone? The Warriors play a zone.
Every team
because they realize putting Buddy Hield and pause on him don't work. They don't have nobody who can guard them. So they said, well, I guess we gotta go to a zone.
Everybody plays zone.
But you look at the percentages of it. You look at the percentages of it, and you see why certain teams play zone.
Every team plays zone.
OKC, majority of OKC defense is not from zone. You might see them go into a zone a couple of times, but majority of their defense is not zone. And there's a reason.
They're not guarding Jokic. They're not leaving Jokic by himself. None during the fucking game.
Yeah,
they're zoning up around that nigga.
They throwing
whole
different
game, bro.
Tell me who's on who all game if they not playing zone.
Exactly. Who's guarding Jokic all game?
Yeah, I'm not watching the entire season. Bro, they throw
J-Dub.
Do you think
Listen,
Jokic will go out there and get double? That doesn't mean shit, bro. That just means that they're forcing somebody else,
bro. That's the zone defense. Dumb. You goofy.
Him getting double don't mean it's
but you sound stupid, bro. When somebody get the fucking ball and everybody start to zone up and crowd the space, that is a zone defense. When one person is shading away from their fucking man to help over, that's a zone defense. When you get the ball on the wing and niggas just step over, niggas standing in the paint, that's a zone defense, you goofball.
What type of nigga I'm speaking to. So because a nigga get a double team throwing in the nigga, that means it's a zone? No, nigga.
Bro, I play basketball.
Hold on, y'all. 1 second, child.
Somebody sagging off their
We got a new guy show. Hey, what's up, yo? Oh, never mind. He went on pause on my bad.
Slow, yes, bro. When you
I don't know if that's what he
somebody, your team has to automatically go into a zone.
No,
that's
they
how
don't.
you cover areas.
No, they don't, bro. That's not how it works.
Okay, so how the fuck do you play man in a double team? Please enlighten me. Please let me know.
Okay, right. Let me break it down for you, right?
Please.
Let me break it down for you, right?
Please. This is why
let's say potentially you have Draymond Green spotting up in the corner, right?
Uh-huh.
You said, I don't really care about Draymond Green, right? You care about everybody else on the court. So Ant is playing. I'll just call out the matchups. Ant is playing Pods. Julius Randle is playing Kuminga. You have all these guys except for Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert is playing Draymond Green, but you know what he decides? He says, I don't give a fuck about what Draymond does on the basketball court. He's at the 3-point line. That don't mean nothing to me. So he sticks his ass in the paint. That means you're playing a zone? No.
Let me ask you that.
And you have decided somebody.
Hold on. Let me ask
How is that a zone?
Let me shut him up. Let me ask this question. Bro. Please let me shut this goofy ass nigga up, bro.
Go ahead, bro.
So I'm gonna use your same example. So let's say we leaving Draymond Green open in the corner. Rudy Gobert is helping to the paint. The rest of these players are not fucking face guarding their man. they're sagging off and fucking help defense to prevent the fucking drive.
If nobody,
Hold on.
if nobody rotates to Draymond Green,
bro. I'm not done, bro.
If nobody rotates to Draymond Green, it is not a zone. If the end goal is to let Draymond Green take a three,
I'm almost done. I promise. This is why they will not pass it to fucking Draymond Green unless niggas rotate. You get what I'm saying? Because if there's a passing lane open, they're gonna swing it. But if
game one, how many times do you think the Timberwolves defense rotated to Draymond Green?
Hold on, bro. Listen, so when Jokic got the ball, or whoever superstar got the ball in their hand, right? When they drive, people will have to collapse so they can see the open pass to Draymond. So when you're collapsing and you're sagging off your man, you're not fucking face guarding your man. You're guarding the area that is called a fucking zone. You dipshit. That is a zone defense. That's how the ball even gets to Draymond. It's like other niggas is helping.
And then say he's not in zone.
Wait, so y'all trying to figure out if
one help
OKC was
defender
in
at the
zone?
rim is
Y'all trying to figure out if
stop a
OKC
superstar?
plays in
No.
zone, right?
They switch at it, but it's mostly it's not a zone. They do play
It's a
zone.
zone.
So they
Mostly
play.
it's not a
All right,
zone.
what do they mainly play though, man? Right.
Exactly. They mainly play fucking man.
All right, so how they gonna guard it? You just said that. You just said they play a zone.
Bro, because guess what? Blue Dort is not GP2 who has AIDS and
Again.
can't guard nobody and gets blown by. He's not that.
I don't think anybody could guard. I don't think anybody in the league.
Wait,
can
I think
guard
OKC
everyone.
can win.
Man.
You can't play man against Jokic. It's impossible. It's been proven by every team.
All right,
Yeah,
bro. I
y'all
guess
think OKC gonna win?
Jokic have one good game in his
That's what I'm saying. Y'all assuming that
you
OKC
can't play man against
You don't know ball,
Jokic,
bro.
bro.
That's just simple.
Look at Jokic percentages for the series, and you tell me if you can't play man against that.
Because they're not playing man. That's
Not
why
playing man.
I guess, bro. I
You
guess.
can't
I mean,
play man
they're
against
playing
nobody.
man.
This man think Lou Dort, right? He's think
They
Lou
throwing
Dort.
different bodies.
I guess Lou Dort can't guard.
It's not
bro.
one person that's
I can't.
Lou Dort is not guarding.
Y'all can see what a real defense looks like.
It ain't one
against
person
Ant,
that's
bro.
gonna stop yo.
Like he is going.
Yo,
He just,
What a real perimeter defense looks like against Ant, bro.
But again, I don't think not
What's
one
killing
person.
me is you don't even have to be. This is not even a situation. where
OKC not even all that. Bro.
not no
I
basketball.
guess OKC's not all that, bro.
They not.
I mean,
We
don't even know if they're gonna win the series.
I'm saying,
They
bro.
are
I
right
don't
now.
series right now
They
between
can go home and
OKC.
win the next one.
It's 3-2.
It is what it is.
3-2 OKC.
When it,
Yeah.
I'll say this: when it's
Calvin
2-2,
Murray, yeah, Jokic out.
when it's
Game
2-2,
7, bro.
hey, when
Yeah, I
it's
think it's going to
2-2,
game 7.
the winner of Game 5 normally win the series.
Is Steph coming back or is he done?
What?
Are they out?
They
That's
over
the
with.
ended last night. The Timberwolves won the last game.
He's over, bro.
Damn.
Cuz, what's up with that take, bro?
You trying to be funny or something, but that don't matter.
Why you think I'm gonna be top
Look.
5?
Congrats on being the Stephless Warriors, bro. You got it.
But he,
I still give him his props because everybody else I seen him already beat though.
I'm surprised. Listen,
You
at least
you
on
gotta
the
give them
point.
his props.
Sure,
They handled their business though, bro. Cause
yeah,
Steph
they
was
handled
there,
their
bro.
business.
You know what I watched last year? I watched a good defense with Luka in it. Whoop that nigga ass in 5. But yeah, bro, for sure.
What?
A
Just
good
Kyrie, though.
defense with Luka in it. Whoop that nigga ass in 5. But hey, man,
Kyrie
y'all
gassed
can
out.
hold
They
on.
gassed
Kyrie had Kyrie going out too though.
Two superstars.
If we see Mark Williams trade go through, we're looking at a whole different Lakers team, bro.
Like,
Yeah, so Mark Williams, man,
we can't
listen,
do the
bro.
hypotheticals though.
That's all they needed. I'm not.
it's not
We ain't doing
hypothetical.
hypotheticals.
Did Ant win in the
That's
Western
not a
Conference last year?
hypothetical. That's
No,
a
he got his ass
He did
beat
it.
in 5 because
He
of
got
good
gassed
defense.
out.
All right, so long they
Good
just sign him
perimeter
next year.
defenders
Then.
got throwing it.
The
Oh,
whole
that's
team
cool.
got gassed out.
What did he just do now, though?
The whole team,
Gassed out.
they was gassed,
Interesting,
man.
bro.
They was
What did he
clearly
do
He
gassed.
said he was tired, bro.
He
What
out
you doing
he
now,
out
though?
there
Tired,
chasing
bro.
Kyrie
Nice.
around, and then he trying to drop
Niggas don't
30,
play well,
40 on
and
offense
they tired now.
after
All
a
right.
game 7. They literally
Yeah, I
stopped.
can tell you the hoop, because, nigga, if I play fucking 40 minutes a game every fucking night, yeah, I'm going to be tired, too.
Coming
And
off a
it's
game
23,
7,
bro. If he's
It
tired,
doesn't matter if you're
that's
23, 19,
coming off a
nigga
game
is
7
23, bro.
after
you're
an
going to get
82
tired
game
eventually,
series.
bro.
I mean,
Are you supposed to never get tired, bro? You sound
No.
crazy.
but he's played 44 minutes of almost the entire.
Gang,
He's averaged
And they
45 minutes
gang,
the
he was a
entire playoffs.
22-year-old in the
If
Western
he was tired, he
Conference
wouldn't be doing that,
Finals.
bro.
What do you mean?
But gang, he was
That's
a
what makes you
22-year-old
great,
in
though.
the
You fight
Western
through that
Conference
shit, bro.
Finals, bro.
You
A
on me, bro.
He
22-year-old, bro.
averaged 45 minutes for the entire playoff. I don't think he was tired. If he was tired, bro, he wouldn't have done that.
It's
So
gonna be some
that,
The
games
nigga
where
really
you're
came
that
gonna
out
be
and
simple.
said
tired, bro.
himself he
It's
was
just
tired. How you gonna tell
basketball. Some
him?
games you're gonna be
What?
fucking sore. Some games you're gonna be
Really that
tired.
simple,
You're gonna
bro.
fight through that shit, bro. Like the fuck, like I don't even
What I
understand.
saw in that Western Conference last year
What
was
did you
he
see?
played against a good perimeter defender, couldn't get his game off,
Well, who
and
was the
then
defender that he played that was just so good?
PJ.
PJ?
PJ wasn't even
PJ,
Fuck
guarding
Derrick
out of
him.
here.
Jones Jr.,
Fuck
all those
out of
guys
here.
were at least
Man,
decent.
shut
And
up.
I mean, come
what
on,
they
bro.
had
They
to
Out of
back
couldn't.
here.
They
them
couldn't
up
guard him
was
like
You
good
they
rim
couldn't
glazing.
guard
protection
him,
too.
though.
Nigga just
So
said
Okay.
not
PJ.
only did they
Ass body
have
feet.
Look, they
That's what
couldn't
it
at
guard him,
was.
but
least
they was still
decent
bodies
perimeter
on
guys,
Kyrie
they
one
had
wasn't
game.
good
playing with him.
rim
That's
Nigga
protection
why
just
they
too.
said
lost. He
PJ
wasn't playing no
Washington,
defense.
bro.
You
Look,
It's
glazing.
all
look.
good,
Not
bro.
to
That
look.
nigga had to guard Kyrie. That shit.
All
You
right,
feel me?
bro.
That fucked them up. You know
Chasing
what I'm
All
saying?
Kyrie.
right, bro.
Look, I'm
Yeah,
not
He
saying
You had to
challenged
PJ
guard
couldn't
Kyrie.
get
That's why
Kyrie.
he
30.
You
lost.
now
got
it's
your
I didn't
he had
say
to
that.
guard Kyrie, and that's what fucked him up, bro.
yes.
All
He
good,
That
said
he
it
was tired. He
himself.
said he was
all
tired
good,
chasing
bro.
Kyrie around the court.
Himself.
If I use this
Kyrie was
All
motherfucking
good,
fucking
man.
line,
practicing that
y'all would
season,
have my
But
head
nigga,
right.
if you watched it, he clearly looked gassed. You could just
So
see that
then
nigga look
why?
different.
So you're telling me because he had to chase a nigga around all game,
Kyrie
he
Irving.
couldn't get his game off, right? Because his legs were giving
And
out,
He
right?
said his
sometimes
legs went
basketball,
under
which I know
him.
you don't
He
hoop.
coming off
Okay,
of
so
game
then
7.
why am I watching Wolf fans celebrate like if Curry wouldn't have changed the series?
Bro, I think we
Because
all
now,
know.
Well,
because
that's
on one
interesting.
end is it
What
don't
we
matter.
not? They not
Stephen
supposed
Curry
to
is
Kyrie
a
not an
great
celebrate?
elite
defense,
defender
and then
though.
the
He
other end
changed the
is he
goalpost.
ain't had his
Look,
legs,
Changed the
couldn't
goalpost.
get
Steph
his
got
game
hurt. That's
on.
on
Not a
him.
defender
The
Listen,
though.
game. They
I'm
not supposed to celebrate? What the
Interesting,
fuck?
as a
interesting.
Steph got
listen,
hurt. That's
Y'all
on him.
got it.
I ain't no
listen,
listen.
as
I
a
They not
said
supposed to
I
celebrate?
said the Warriors probably would have won for real, but
Yeah.
you still give them. You still gotta give Ant-Man credit because we seen him beat dudes that's on certain levels and
word
shit.
Yeah,
too.
and the
And
Warriors
I'm
gonna
and
won
Bro,
for not
why
the
you about to
reason
give
that
me
he's trying to
credit?
get
And
Not
they
him.
handled
because
their
he's
No,
an
business.
elite
Y'all gotta
defender.
But look,
realize
I gotta wrap it
Curry
up
is
though.
not
I'm
an
ready to
elite
look you wrap it
defender.
up.
if Golden State wins one game, Curry comes back for game 6. So they handle their business. You gotta give him his credit.
Facts.
yeah, and if the Knicks beat
yeah,
Boston,
man.
you don't think New York going to set the city on fire?
Yeah, for real.
Nick,
That's a big one.
fuck Boston.
I mean, they gonna
I
beat him.
mean, they was gonna win that game through regardless whether Tatum was there or not. They were up 10.
Bro, they
They
folded
done blew
yesterday,
20
but
point
hopefully
lead.
they lock it in.
Them niggas done blew 30-point leads. Even been up 10, I was scared. I'm like,
They shooting too many threes. Too many threes. Living and
That
dying
didn't
like
mean
Trayvon.
nobody.
Jason Tatum should
They
be
were
Celtics
running
are
Tatum
boring,
ball.
bro.
Nobody was getting the ball besides Tatum, and whenever they did, they couldn't hit a shit. So that don't mean nothing to me. I don't. The Knicks were always gonna win that series in 6.
But
So
I want to say, if Steph would have played, they'd have probably won.
Well, you
But
can't
it
say
wasn't a
that.
one
Can't
because
say that. We
of
don't know what it
Steph's
look.
defense.
It probably would have went to 6 or 7.
Because
But
you saying that he
you
has
can't
the
say we
power
won't
against
win.
elite defenses, and then you
no.
talk Steph
Now I don't
Curry.
know if they would have won.
Go together.
I
The
don't
one
know if
game
they
that
would have
Steph
won
did
either.
play in, we won by 10. I don't, and
That's
he
one
didn't even play
game.
the
Not
entire
because
That's
game.
one
of
game.
not because
Don't
of
mean,
Steph
it mean
shutting
One
down
game.
Anthony
Entire
Edwards.
defensive scheme when Steph is on the court, bro.
It goes out the window. The not guarding Draymond shit, it
Don't be
backfires.
knowing
Do
what
you
they
know
talking
why?
about, bro.
Because
Wow.
when Draymond sets that little off-ball screen and nobody's guarding Draymond, so the person who's coming off the screen has no help and stuff is wide open, it don't work like that no more. Anyway, all good, bro.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna look you wrap it up, y'all.
Yeah.
All right.